All right. Do we want to start?
What
Yeah, we're all here.
I mean, I'm okay with a little
have-
chit chat. I need something to use for the intro anyway.
His life on the line, and everybody knows it.
Be fucked.
Beat you bastard!
Beat your feet.
Call the cops!
Princess Mononoke.
Search and shot!
Princess Mononoke.
Call the cops!
Princess Mononoke.
You smell like super donkey piss.
You fought the Duke of New York. You're a number one.
Welcome to This Movie Might Kill Me, where we cover everything from the good to the bad to the 80s. These movies don't kill us, the discussion probably will. I'm your MC Optimus Grime, and I can't swim, asshole! If this is your first time tuning in, we're pretty much like every other movie podcast, except instead of one person always leading the discussion, we take turns choosing movies and hosting the pod. So if you don't like this episode, come back next time for something that's actually probably about the same. So without any further ado, let's introduce the rest of the guys and get things started. Snake!
I made an omelet so good this morning. I'm going to think about it for the rest of the week.
JCVD!
Speaking of thinking, I have not stopped thinking about Ernest Goes to Africa, and I'm not happy about it. I literally can't get it off my mind.
Banger! That's not what banger means. Citrus!
So I've been singing along to the Helldivers intro song every time that I get fired out of a cannon from orbit. It's been driving people crazy.
So you're that guy that I mute the microphone of.
Yeah.
Perfect. Cherry!
Start paying attention to the cicada sounds in anime. 90% of them use the same exact sound clip, and it's maddening once you realize it.
If you don't know, now you know. Cheers.
That's right.
So today's movie is Cyborg, being hosted by Citrus. Citrus, take it away.
All right. This week, I was gifted by one Optimus Grime
Aye.
the 1989 movie Cyborg, written and directed by a guy named Albert Pune. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Thank you.
Exactly. I think we all did that if we saw the name.
Yep.
Oh, this movie, let's just get this out there again.
Eyon.
Citrus and Cheery, this movie released before you guys were born, right?
Oh, yeah,
yes.
5 years before.
Yeah.
Less than 5 years, but yes. This movie is older than me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
This movie stars Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Woo!
Not the one in the chat,
That's right.
the real one.
That's right.
Whoa, what are you
One
talking about?
who's got a real thick and veiny torso and big biceps. This is Van Damme's
melted
second
booty.
movie as the leading role, following up the banger Bloodsport. And right before Kickboxer comes out, he does this one,
God.
which I don't think
Boxer's
many
amazing.
people remember. We begin
Something with
an
production
intro
company.
blurb narrated by some dude with a doofy-ass voice, talking about how the world went to shit, and there's a plague called the Living Death. And
Very
there's a map
confusing
painting of
accent.
New York. There's a skyline in ruins. There's scientists or some shit. Who cares?
Time out.
And I would just
We gotta
like...
get our- First, we need
Go
to
ahead.
do. Yeah, my first thought is this was the worst, title card stuff. Other than the background, that was cool. The background voice guy, doing the voiceover thing, but the title card and everything was the most boring beginning. I think it wasn't even cool.
Your first thought is a title card.
That's my 10th note.
15th note.
Same, bro.
It goes before the title card.
This matte painting was the worst matte painting. It was just this is a painting in a subway someplace. And they just can put the camera on there.
When I saw that, my first thought was Animorphs. It just felt very Animorphs. The font, the background. I don't know. I got excited.
My first thought was, I'm ready for some Van Damage. My second thought was, what the fuck is Action Plus? I don't have HBO anymore. So when I searched Cyborg on my TV, it said, hey, it's free to watch on something called Action Plus. More to come on that later.
Okay. I'm excited to
yeah.
learn more about Action Plus.
So my actual first note, though, which, like I said, the title card's like my 10th note, but my actual first note was very much related to the intro blurb. where I immediately started dying laughing when the guy said basically to the extent, and then when we thought it couldn't get anything worse, the plague. And it made me laugh so hard, and so I made this.
First, there was the collapse of civilization, anarchy, genocide, starvation. Then when it seemed things couldn't get any worse, we got the plague. The living death, quickly closing its fist over the entire planet. And then we heard the rumors that the last scientists were working on a cure that would end the plague and restore the world.
It's Veterans Day.
Restore it? Why? I like the death. I like the misery.
Coming soon.
I like this world!
Cyborg.
Oh, terrific.
Bringing it back to Citrus
Pulls me in
here.
right away.
My first note was, oh shit, narration exposition to start. Citrus has given this movie a 20 out of 5.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
I do love it when we've got this sort of intro blurb about how the world has gone to hell.
Yeah, it's cool, but
considering the number of times that they say the world has gone to hell collectively over these movies, it's gone to hell like thousands of times.
Yeah.
This is the time when the movie going to hell took me to hell.
Yeah, it took me a good 20-30 minutes to remember that this was gift round and Citrus didn't pick this himself. It felt immediately like, oh, this is a Citrus pick.
The perfect gift, like a glove.
Agreed.
Yeah, this is Fortress.
Like a glove.
Kind of my
Yes, it's the Fortress that shit.
I still haven't decided what I'm going to rate it, but this is my shit.
I also appreciate that they didn't even bother giving us a year. They just put in the future.
Yeah.
Future.
It's evergreen.
Yeah, this could be 98, you know? Could be
2098.
2040. Could be anytime.
To an actor, I'm calling Ham Sandwich because he's bad. He's real bad. He's got big 80s hair.
Wow.
He's got like some like leather suit on. Who cares? He's escaping with a woman through what they're trying to say are like the wreck streets of New York. They don't look at all like New York, but whatever.
No.
And
it's kind of like Atlanta.
that's right. That was a crucified naked woman they just ran past.
Yeah, I have a note that says,
okay.
I have a note that says LOL Bush.
Sweet Bush, baby.
So Ham Sandwich tells the woman, who's named Pearl, leave him behind, and she can make her escape. And then raiders appear. We've got our first look at the costumes.
Got Marcus Allen and Howie Long.
Yep. These bad guys are awesome.
They are awesome. I agree.
Rich Gannon.
That guy's just so good.
She also looks like she's wearing gear from the 1990 show Nick Arcade.
Yeah. It's really interesting what they're wearing. Very Running Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've got hockey pads guy. We have bodybuilder with no shirt. Leather bikini babe. We've got synths and drum kit. That's not an actual raider, but that is happening right now.
Yeah.
And we've got the guy who's like busting through a window screaming crazily. They're everywhere.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And Ham Sandwich like immediately gets his shit like completely kicked in.
Yep.
Oh, he's rapping.
Same. I had the same thing. I had like they're really kicking this guy's ass like right away. They just start wailing on him.
His leg was already hurt. It looked like he was limping.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he went twist of the knife.
But going back to what you say real quick about how bad he was. I thought at first this movie was voiced over, like dubbed, because of how like awful he delivers every line. So it sounded like it was a voiceover, and like I'm like, wait, was this movie in a different language? And I was like, oh no, wait, he's just fucking terrible. Like he's really bad.
He was that bad. Just the corniest shit.
Yep.
Like I don't know what was happening.
Yeah. Very Buck Rogers.
With flames in the background, up struts Bender.
This fucking rollout. Holy shit.
Dude, who wants to describe Fender? He's got this really unusual look.
I mean, he's got the chainmail
pop top
vest.
Well, that's a pop top chainmail.
Yeah,
that's what
love that.
That's what I thought of.
The filthy
really
sunglasses.
Big shoulder pads.
Yeah,
big pointy shoulder pads.
Mm-hmm. They just make him look even more massive.
And like really dirty, like eye protector shades, like the ones that like.
I mentioned it in the Discord, but he looks like, if you were in the audience here, if you were imagining like an old late 80s, early 1990s arcade beat 'em up game, and you were in like this, you were in New York City, and the boss of level 1, he looks like that guy. Whoever you're thinking of right now, he looks
Teenage
like that guy.
Mutant Ninja he was a
Dude.
boss for a Ninja Turtles level.
Yeah,
I have.
It's like the
I have
Mad
a
Max
note later
descendant
on.
of the guy from, what was it, Enter the Dragon? Or The Last Dragon or whatever.
Show enough.
Yeah, it's Last
Show enough,
Dragon.
yeah.
Yeah, show enough.
I couldn't remember his
Optimus,
character
I-
name.
This is a future callback, but at one point I wrote down that my wife at one point mentions that this bad guy stands like he's a bad guy in a video game. Like
Yeah.
the way he's just standing there, he looks like a video game character. It's like,
It's
yep.
perfect.
It's great.
He's great. I love what Fender does this entire movie. He's not a good actor, but I love
Right.
what he does.
Right
Also-
here.
God.
Two quick quotes. As soon as he pops on screen and we get the first view of him, I literally said really loud, I went, "Oh wow." Like it's just like I was like I was like, holy shit, look at that guy. Like there's no doubt that it's not just a bunch of goons. Like this is the guy right here.
Oh, fuck
And
yeah.
then like, and we get a close up of him, and my wife, like in a very wistful tone, just goes, "Ah, it was a different time." Like just look. It was incredible. No, it was great. No, we were both in on it. We want to bring him into it. I love Fender. Yeah.
Me and my wife
Shaky
saw you from across
Yeah.
the bar. We
Oh,
were-
God.
Yeah. Get him in. You gotta get his teeth fixed though.
Yeah, his
Man.
teeth are kind of iffy.
Yeah.
The way
I
this
think-
whole intro scene went, the way it was shot, and the costumes, and just everything about it immediately made me lock in my next movie. I just wrote a note.
Yeah.
I locked in my next movie.
Nice.
Oh no!
Okay.
God, please,
Interesting.
no.
And then as soon as we get the shot of Fender taking off his glasses, I have the note, dudes with eyes like that are always kind of evil because they're so gorgeous they know they can get away with everything.
Yep.
He's
Absolutely.
got like the blue contact lenses in, so he's
Yeah.
like crazy.
He
He looks
looked
like... Go.
Go ahead. No, you're good.
The eyes remind me of that guy from Grey's Anatomy. I don't know his actual name,
Yeah.
but just the super bright, like piercing blue
Jesse
eyes.
Williams,
and
I
I'm just,
think.
yeah, that's it. And I was
Yeah,
just like,
pretty
oh,
motherfucker.
Why the
He reminds
fuck are you
me
guys
of
watching Grey's Anatomy.
married dude.
hell yeah, file.
But yeah,
he looks
excuse
like-
you're married.
Yeah, he looks like, to me, what I kept thinking of was Bill Bixby about to turn into the Incredible Hulk the entire time. You remember the old show? Like, that's what his eyes would look like when he turn around. That's exactly what I kept thinking of.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Yeah. Oh, they do not like Fender when he's mad.
Also, I would
Very
like to point out too, it was very quickly on that I took a deep sigh on remembering that all these characters are named after guitars or other musical instruments, like Pearl is a brand of drums, and Fender, obviously. And
All right, we'll do that
I
trivia
fucking
right now,
absolutely
so we
hate
can
that
get that out of
fucking
the
shit.
way.
Yeah.
So, character
That's
name:
bullshit.
Gibson Rickenbacker, which is a combination of Gibson and Rickenbacker. Fender Tremolo. Fender is a guitar. Tremolo is a guitar item. Marshall Strat. I don't know if his name is ever said, but it's not the title character. This guy named Les, like Les Paul.
Marshall
Pearl
Tucker Band, maybe.
Prophet is Pearl drums and Prophet 5 synthesizer. And then
The Ron Prophet.
Natty Simmons. Apparently, that's also
I know Simmons
Yeah,
is, I think,
music
a
thing.
keyboard or something, but
these sound like placeholder names to me in the script
yeah.
that they just kept.
They never change. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, who gives a shit? We barely see the names anyway.
Yeah.
100%. Like,
Because I don't know if they even say Gibson. They just call him Gibbs the whole time. That's all I kept
They
hearing.
call him Gibson like one time, and like your head swivels. You're like, his name is Gibson.
Yeah, I was just like, they kept calling him Gibbs. I was like, all right. Kept thinking of NCIS.
Anyway,
Gibbs.
so like plot is loosely established here. Fender is chasing Pearl, who has some information about the plague.
Yeah.
Fender declared, "quote I want to own it. I be a god."
Oh god.
And
he
he
really-
sounds unbelievably stupid.
Yeah.
Like, yes,
Great.
yes, like completely wooden.
Mhm.
Plot twist.
This first
is the
5
same
minutes
voice
is-
from the opening narration, so you kind of learn that right away.
Yep.
This first 5
Um,
minutes though is pretty good. This
It's a
opening.
good start.
Oh
He
yeah,
gets a
this was the
big
best part
knife
of the
out.
movie.
A
Mhm.
properly
Agreed.
big knife.
Yep.
Well, that's
Takes
not
off
annoying.
his shades
Yeah.
and just slits the throat of Ham Sandwich. Thank God. We don't have to deal with him anymore. Except in
First of
flashbacks.
many
More to
throat
come.
slit.
Yeah.
He puts on his fur cape, and we get the title card with
Yep.
red flames in the background.
It was so
Jean-Claude
bad.
Van Damme
Yep.
in Cyborg. Hit the synth. Hit the strings.
Yep. I don't know what they said before it, but I had in quotes that the bad guy goes, "Been there." It just like makes this weird, like dismissive noise. And then I wrote on fire title card, 5 out of 5.
So
You give me
Ham
on
Sandwich.
fire movie title? Yeah.
Ham Sandwich tells him to go to hell, and his response just been there.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
Been
that's
there.
what it is. Yeah. He just like blows him off. So
We actually get my my nominee for the eye gouger at that scene, because after Fender guts this guy, he then wipes his knife on some guy's sleeve.
Oh, it's incredible.
You wipe your bloody knife on my sleeve and gouging my eyes out. How much does that job pay?
What's great?
Not
He makes him
enough.
hold his arm up. The guy's holding his arm up and out for him to do it.
Yeah.
So like, they've been through this
My
before.
sleeve, sir.
Yeah, I'm guessing Homeboy has 2 options, and the options are you either put your arm out and let me wipe this blood off the knife, or there's going to be somebody else wiping. I'm wiping
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
knife on with your fucking blood. 'Cause I'm going to
Yeah.
slit your throat.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll just keep
so-
killing people so somebody lets me wipe the blood off.
Yeah, so yeah, whoever puts their arm out, yeah. I mean,
Just a wake of
Use it,
bodies
lose
with
it.
clean sleeves.
yep.
I also had the note during the opening credits. This is, I think it said somebody, forget which person it was in the credits, like producer or something like that, but it was Kitty Chalmers. I think it was like the screenplay or something like that, which I was very taken back by as far as the names go. There were a lot of interesting ones.
It's Mario's
Well,
mom.
this was
Yeah,
written
beat
by
me
the
to it.
director as well.
Yeah.
Rock Jock Jayhawk.
Kind of his
2008,
thing.
baby.
Yeah, you got to do it.
So
You gotta
we
double.
get back to Pearl. She's getting chased around by these raiders. They get called pirates
Oh.
later, which is a real weird descriptor.
Yeah.
But I guess they call them pirates in the movie, so we'll call them pirates. They are dressed like pirates sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, these pirates are like yipping and hollering as they chase her around, quote
it's so
unquote,
good.
the streets of New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely told them, like,
And,
just act like psychos at all times.
We get a nice shot of her stunt double nailing one of them with a karate kick. You don't see the top half of the leg, but you see the leg going whack, taking one down.
That's Van Damme, dude.
Yeah, that's Van Damme.
Yeah.
First
Yeah.
thing you see of Van Damme is
Yeah, it's
one of
just him
the
kicking.
worst. Yes,
It's
he
so
kicks
great.
in the air, and the guy he kicks is 5 feet away, and he falls down.
It's
It
so
is
great.
absolutely terrible. Yep.
That
The
explains
angle,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
the angle that they're
Oh, they're-
shooting from doesn't make it look like
They're
that,
not in
but
the same
you can
area
see
code.
it.
It's the
No,
force
not
of the
even
kick
close.
that knocks him down, not the kick itself.
Yep. Yeah, it's the wave, the
Yeah.
echo wave of the kick.
Yeah.
The shock
Kidding
wave.
me?
He broke the sound barrier.
Yeah, the
This is like a
shockwave.
low level grunt. Like, this guy's nothing to Van Damme. So just the force of the kick is enough to knock him out.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just seeing
the
foot.
idea that he could
Yeah.
kick him is enough to knock him out. He goes, I don't even want.
Yeah.
I don't even want you to
Makes
get
it happen.
closer. I'm just gonna lay down.
Yeah.
But Van Damme is in California, and the other guy's in South Dakota. I mean, really, they're that
And-
far away.
And as we know, the California-South Dakota connection is not very strong.
That's true. He looks like a baby in this movie, by the way.
Well, we get a good look
Oh,
at
yeah,
her.
he does.
It's our first time getting a full look of Jean-Claude on screen here.
Oh boy.
He's wearing leather. He's got
Yeah.
knives. He's
Yeah,
got
he does.
maybe a gun, but he's got a lot of knives.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
there's
just
ten-
happy to see you.
Great.
There's tension in the scene between me and Van Damme. I'll tell you that much. As soon as he's on screen,
Me too,
yeah,
man.
we're both
He
sweaty.
looks. He's got his hair up. He looks good.
He looks like, I have it later. He looks like in one scene, like the way he's standing there with his hair spiked up. He looks like an anime character.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
The
I'm
way
looking at that screen
standing
right
like
now.
with the hair spiked.
He's watching the house burn down and his hair spiked up like
Yeah.
a fucking anime protagonist.
Yep, it's the start of his arc.
The whole time, he's a
his
full anime
zoo
character.
just got
in
burned down.
Yep.
He's about to start his arc to go kill the guy that.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I've seen
he
this one before.
intervenes to rescue Pearl, and he starts by what becomes his trademark move through the entire movie, which is where he gets up on someone, steals their knife, and then uses that knife to kill them.
Yeah.
Does it through the whole movie.
Yep.
This feels to me like the natural evolution of the stop hitting yourself. Stop slitting your own throat. Stop slitting your own throat.
Yeah. I had it as a running theme nominee. Other people's weapons.
It's a strong contender for that.
Knives, he's like, I can't waste these knives, so I got to save them for the last second. Just using everybody else's.
Yeah. Can't waste anything. Surprised he's not wearing a coat made of human skin.
But at this point,
it's
real
just
quick,
Van Damme and Pearl in the alley here.
Yeah. When he starts talking to her, I wrote real quick because I wrote she starts about to give some plot, and we're already at a commercial 7 minutes in. Shout out to Action Plus.
Thank you, Action Plus.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Van Damme's move. Another thing, I think they wrote this script in like a weekend. No dialogue here.
No, yeah,
So
really.
he kind of looks at her and just turns away wordlessly. He's like, all right, I'm done. I killed some people. Have fun. See ya.
He doesn't say
I'll let you know right now. That's like a Petition for Spy running bit.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Him just like staring at people or away from people as they talk to him. Either one, like Jean-Claude Van Damme staring.
Yeah, he was very early in the career. They didn't give him a lot of. Like, listen, don't give this guy too many lines, all right?
He's talking a ton in Bloodsport, like 4 years earlier or something.
That was That's a real story, though. It's different.
Yeah, that's a true story.
That guy's writing his own. That guy's writing his life.
Dukes.
Yeah, Frank's writing his own story there. Kidding me? He's got a lot of lines.
This is like they were battling Terminator to see who could say the least words.
I have a feeling this was filmed probably earlier, though, and they released it after. Would feel like something that would happen there.
He just sat on Cyborg for like 7 years.
The execution's so bad it looks like it's filmed 10
There's
years
also
earlier.
it's also that, yeah.
So he turns away without a word, but Pearl follows him, and she grabs him with quote unquote robot hands, which are like gloves that she's wearing that look pretty bad. And then she's got weird eyes all of a sudden. And we get a POV of her eyes like robot scanning him. It doesn't look good.
Yeah. It's not great.
She immediately declares, I know I can trust you, and demands he help her get to Atlanta so she can give doctors there the information to cure the, quote, plague.
Yep.
And I got a note right here. She said, get me to Atlanta. First off, she said, get me to Atlanta. And I said, lady, Atlanta is full, and especially for people that pronounce both T's in the fucking name. You no business being there. Get your ass back out of Atlanta. Go somewhere else.
It's just
Jerry, is it possible for you to give us a geography lesson as we get closer to Atlanta?
Yeah,
I had
we need one.
I'll tell you right now, none of this is.
I'll tell you right now,
none of this is Atlanta. If you want real Atlanta, we'll go rewatch Snow on the Bluff. Do some street bowling.
Please.
Street bowling.
Yeah, all of this is 10 miles west of Atlanta.
Yeah, 10 miles.
Right when she said the thing about going to Atlanta.
They'll just say it's in Kennesaw and call it a day.
Yeah, fucking Kennesaw Mountain Landis. When she said she had the cure thing and she had to get it to the doctors or whatever, I just thought, is this what the Walking Dead dudes watch? Is this what is it his name Robert Kirkman? This is what Kirkman watched and said, you know what? I got a great idea for a comic. And wrote The Walking Dead. That's what Atlanta's about,
to be fair to them, the CDC's in Atlanta, so I'm sure it's a pretty common thing to consider it a place for diseases and plagues, and like we got to get there. But also, probably
that she's for real. She takes her hair off and reveals her head is made of wires and metal and a brain in a jar.
Holy shit!
Real terrible.
Listen, I went here.
So bad.
At some point in here, I had written the note. The effects aren't awful for ... What year is this?
What?
And then the very next note was, I take that back. And then when she takes the helmet off, when she takes the head off, and when she turns around, and it's like whatever robot design they did, it's almost like she had to take the face off because she looks like an entirely different person now. I was like, this robot. I'm like, this is the killer scene. Lock it in. This when she turns around and it's a totally different robot face. I was like, what is happening?
They have one good shot. I don't know if it was a real shot or like a painting. They have like one frame of it that looks good. and then the camera
Easy.
gets a different angle, and we get to look at this mannequin they built. I think. I can't tell if
Yep.
it's a mannequin or
Yeah.
just makeup on her.
Yeah, it's
The
terrible.
mannequin looks so bad.
It's awful.
It tries
It's
to
so
blink too, and
bad.
it's so fucking ridiculous.
It looks
Yeah.
so bad. It looks like a fake mannequin. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's even
Fanakin.
possible to. Yeah, Fanakin
Anakin
Skywalker.
Nice. There it is.
Yeah. I don't even know if you can have something that's a fake mannequin, considering a mannequin is already fake.
Yeah, no, I know what you
No,
mean.
I know what you mean.
Makes
though.
sense.
Bad.
The
Yeah,
fake
it's
mannequin be a
something
real mannequin disguised as a mannequin.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
bad that it's actually real.
Real
Yeah.
mannequins, real mannequins, real mannequins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it comes back around.
So her
Romantic, I like
exposition
that.
dump gets interrupted when a raider shows up, and he has a gun. So now there's guns.
Yeah, damn right.
He just
There's
shoots
America,
Van Damme,
Jack.
just, like right off the bat here. Blam!
If anybody's,
Who-
if
he
anybody's
gets like
watching,
collapsed in the pile of rubble. Not really clear exactly what's happening in this sequence, but there is a flute flare and some 80s drums.
Yeah.
So you know it's good.
Damn
I
right.
watch. I always have the subtitles on, and it will pop different goofy things up. But when she's, the Fanakin's talking there, and all of a sudden it just pops up, cock's gun, and that just made me laugh.
Yep.
Just seeing cock.
Love that. Nice.
So
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
the pirates just like all materialize out of thin air, which is something that happens during the movie. They just appear.
Yeah, the
Like
horde,
they're like,
these
oh,
guys.
we've been hiding here the whole time or some shit.
Like Danny
And Fender
DeVito and
rolls
Throw
up.
Mama from the Train. He just teleports
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're like
Fender walks
stormtroopers,
up to
basically,
Pearl.
and terrible.
Tells her,
Yeah.
I'll take you to Atlanta, and we will give me the cure.
And this
He
is when
said,
I
"You know-
decided that my eye gouger
I'll give
collectively
you
was
the
people saying
horror
Atlanta.
show.
Yeah. He sounds like he's doing a limited fake Jesse Ventura.
It's
He
not
talking to
good.
me. Yeah,
Body.
that's right.
God,
He's
what a
the body,
ledge.
all right. This guy. Just
And
wait.
to show her he's serious, he holds up the severed head of her friend Hand Sandwich.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
a severed head.
Yeah.
Love it. Every
Yeah.
movie should have a severed head.
yeah,
I
it's a good time.
agree. So every movie
Happy was
now,
ham
if
sandwich too. Got sucked.
we're putting this down on the piece of paper for the movie that we write, Citrus, every movie needs people buried up to their heads in the ground and a rhino running over them. We need snakes dumped into a limo from the moonroof, right?
Yeah.
What was the other one? What was the other one from
Mm.
Ernest that was really cool? We hadn't
Uh,
Golf ball
those
in the
are
mouth?
two from Ernest.
seen. What about golf
but-
ball in the mouth? That's interesting.
Oh yeah,
Golf
putting
ball
the
in the
golf
mouth.
ball into the mouth was
Yeah.
incredible.
What about golf ball into the mouth of the severed head?
Yeah, see,
Ah.
That's
Now we're
already
talking.
and that
Or
has been popped off
we
by
could-
the rhino.
I was about to say,
Yep.
yeah. Or you combine it all where you put the ball into the mouth and then the rhino comes and knocks it off, and then you take that
Ooh.
severed rhino stomped head to the person.
Yep.
And then the golf
And then
ball
you-
falls out.
And then you cut to Happy Gilmore. Now talk about a hole in one.
Oh, it's all in
Nice.
I'd
this.
just like to point out somehow as this like minute and a half scene goes on, every shot we have of Pearl, she looks worse. Like it starts bad and then it gets
Yep.
worse and then keeps
Yep.
getting worse. And by the
Yep.
end of the scene, you're like, I can't believe what's happening here.
We're burning New
So
York.
anyway, we get back to Van Damme, who Falcon punches his way out of the pile of rubble that's on top
damn
of him.
right. The only
And
way to
he-
get out of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's like looking determined he's gonna go rescue Pearl. Smash cut. The pirates. They're like massacring a village.
Yeah.
They're severed heads and burning
This is-
buildings.
This is New York.
Yep.
Is
This
it
is
New
New
York?
York.
It's New York. Well, that's
This is what-
that's where we're
yeah.
at.
This is where I wrote, is this the Jun Horde? It's very like Beastmaster destroying Dar's town all of a sudden. Just out of nowhere.
Same note too. I thought this was Dar's Village.
Yep.
I have a lot of
Fights
Beastmaster
and
related
heads off.
thoughts for sure.
Yeah, this isn't the last one I mentioned, Beastmaster.
No way, you can't.
I have another
It's
one.
just giving the vibes. They also gave me some They Live vibes too.
Apparently
Yeah.
there was a long like they filmed a really gory, horrible massacre in the village here.
I can see
And
that.
none of it made it past the editing room.
Because you can see at one point in the background somebody like disemboweling somebody real fast. You get like
you
a
can
quick
see them
cut
about
of, like,
to shove that pole through the guy's throat before they cut away.
that's where I put he stabs him in the face and I'm LMAO.
Yeah.
Violent, like stab and they cut.
Just
Oh my
impale
god.
this guy. Throat goat.
Fuck.
We
Jesus.
see Fender brutalizing some villagers.
Yeah.
You think we're going to swim all the way to Atlanta?
Yeah.
Fucking
Oh, okay.
I can't
Can
swim, asshole.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
wait. Hey, Citrus. Before he does talk, the bad guys do get on the boat and set sail. You know, right there. After they burn that village down.
It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, that's right here.
It's
Right?
my next note. We're
All
getting
right,
there.
I'll stop.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
You are trampling a lot today so far, Snake.
I'm a little soon, I guess, but
Too
I
soon.
thought that's right where you're at.
So
Go ahead.
while we're brutalizing the villagers, there's this great sequence of Fender just smacking the guy around, and
Incredible.
with a punch in between each word here, he says, "I can't swim, asshole," and murders him.
It's so amazing.
Like, ah! With a knife.
He's great.
Now we get to the
I'm a big
boat
fan.
that Hippo, the Trampler, was talking about. Maybe Rhino the Trampler. And it's a barge. It's like a real
Yeah,
rinky-dink
yeah.
barge. They put some like siding on.
Yeah, it's not great.
This is not an ocean boat. This is a river boat. But they're going from
even
New
know
York
if
to
it looks like a
Atlanta in this.
Yeah. They were really shitty ferry.
You put some respect on the killer scene when he says "hoist anchor mates" in a piratey voice.
Yeah.
It's fucking incredible. Fender's so damn good in this movie.
Yeah, love him.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's giving you everything he can.
Yeah. He's going all in.
So Van
This is
Damme
the shot.
up later at the ruined village, and he's
I was
kind of
gonna
looking
say,
around,
like,
moping, looking sad.
You're gonna
You
sail
know,
from
burning buildings
York?
everywhere. He hears a noise, and in the blink of an eye, he has whipped a throwing knife with pinpoint accuracy, taking down his attacker.
I don't know if it was pinpoint accuracy. He whipped it out.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, because she's
Threw a
totally
knife in the
fine.
Direction.
She's totally fine when he gets over there.
Yes,
Yeah.
He's not really on point.
big film noir.
Yeah.
That she's not impaled on the knife, and she's just knocked out. But he's so good, he knew he would hit her with the butt of the knife. He's
Wow.
he's a very talented slinger, which is what these knife guys are apparently. I don't know. The director had a whole backstory for these guys that was cut.
I was wondering, like, is an underhand throw from that far away the best move?
If
I don't
Jason-
feel like that's going to be the most accurate, like, toss, like, realistically. If you're, like,
any
that
move
far
Van
away,
Damme
just
is making is
underhand
by
it.
default the best move.
I'll figure it
Yeah.
out.
No.
Yeah. And I give him the benefit of the doubt, but, you know, I don't know about, you
I
know.
think that statement is immediately rebutted with some of the next scenes. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sure.
It doesn't end up very well here.
Yeah. That's fair.
So
Yeah.
she sees that the person is like not wearing like
Bad
leather and
choices.
spikes and chainmail.
Yep.
And so I guess
But
she's
there's
not a
just a
pirate, so he
girl.
ties her up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just some
Somebody that
random
didn't want
chick.
to die.
Yeah.
She wanted to keep her head.
So he's got her tied up. He's sitting around the fire, and we get the first of many
Oh, boy.
flashbacks.
This hair. Fuck me. This
The emo hair, anime emo hair
Holy
over the
shit.
face.
It's insane, this hair. Man.
In every flashback, JCVD looks like a lesbian.
It's fucking nuts what's going on in the flashbacks.
He does. All he's missing is his New York Liberty T-shirt.
You know what I mean?
Rebecca
It's fucking
Lobo,
crazy.
number 13,
Yeah.
31, whatever she was, 51 maybe. But
Back late 80s, you gotta get the Cheryl Miller jersey.
oh fuck yeah, he was rocking a Cheryl Miller.
Yep. Absolutely.
Damn right he was. Nancy Lieberman Klein, maybe even.
Yep.
So in the flashback, sorry, Citrus, but in the flashback, so JC is like doing mercenary work, and he starts talking to like these what I think is like an older and younger sister, The older sister, between the red shirt and the straw hat, this kid in the flashback looks like he's cosplaying as the lead character from One Piece.
Yep.
The entire time.
There's a lot of anime vibes in the movie.
She's gonna be the pirate king. You just wait.
Yeah.
Did anybody have a screenshot?
In 1100 more issues.
You are overlooking an important detail here.
My apologies.
This
That
is like post-apocalyptic New York. That's not her sister. That's her mom.
Oh, good lord!
Oh,
I've been film noired. I've been stepped over like Allen Iverson.
I refer to her as Hot Mom the entire time.
Mom.
I thought it was definitely the brother and sister.
Well, there is a brother and sister. They're her kids.
I never got that.
I mean, it's never explained. So, theater of the mind, whatever works for you.
Yeah. I don't know which situation is more comfortable.
Hot Mom, I think she's a young widow, but, who cares?
Yeah, she
and
is,
her two kids out of the city.
That's daddy.
She says, I don't know if I can trust you. I don't know if there's any difference between slangers and the pirates that killed my pa.
Yeah, see? That's why I figured that she was they were all kids, because there was the dad with his 3 kids.
Man, it was at that point that I had written down the note that unless something changes, and it did, spoiler alert, this accent is my eye gouger, bed shitter, and Nick Cage replacement. Fucking garbage.
Yeah, I wrote, what is the accent? What's happening?
Which accent?
And then I
there's
said,
there's many accents that are weird in this movie, I thought.
The one I'm about to reference with the dad joke of, y'all hear the one about the 3-legged dog that walked into the saloon and said, I'm looking for the man that shot my paw?
Oh, boy.
That's what she reminded me of. It was just like the worst goddamn drawn-out bullshit accent.
Is the joke that dogs have paws? So someone shot him in the foot?
Yeah, it's a 3-legged dog looking for the man that shot his paw.
The only thing I like more than shitty jokes is shitty jokes getting explained.
I know.
Right? Like,
that's the
it makes it so much better.
Oh, God.
All right, so we get a montage of, I call her Hot Mom. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I have written here. He's leading her and the 2 kids out of the city and into the countryside.
Yep.
He has the big emo hair draping down his face.
It's incredible.
Sparks are flying.
As he sharpens his knife.
Yep.
The whole time in real time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. During we're thinking about the flashback, and then we get like a quick little snap of something going horribly wrong with these 3. In the blue eyes of Fender. Oh no, something bad will happen. But we're back at the campfire.
By the way, real quick, it's during this flashback where I wrote the note. Does he know these kids to be stroking their hair like this? And it cuts to another commercial every 7 minutes on the dot. Action Plus.
Action Plus.
Wow.
Yep.
So at the campfire, the captive has woken up, and she and Van Damme don't have any dialogue, so they stare at each other for a while.
Great.
He overheard the pirates explaining the plot of the movie so far, and I guess while they were in the village. And she wants to go with him to save Pearl. From this point on, I call her useless sidekick. I hate her. I hate her so much.
She's not good.
She is the worst actor in a movie full of non-actors.
Worse than Ham Sandwich?
She has a lot of lines.
Oh, that's a tough one. We'll have to
if
back on that.
Ham Sandwich had more than 3 lines, he could have taken it. But this lady's in a lot of the movie.
That's fair.
I'm going to say Ham Sandwich is better simply because Ham Sandwich gets his comeuppance. So if you didn't like him, you got rewarded.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, big payoff there.
Yeah.
So they set off down the road. This lady tags along and is like pestering Van Damme. He tells her he's like on a revenge mission against Fender.
Yep.
And they roll up to Van Damme's buddy's place, which is like a cross between a biker bar and a blacksmith with sitar music playing. What else do you need? I mean, this is a big Beastmaster vibe in this scene.
Yep. Yeah, it's great.
I'm so glad I was on mute when you said the cross between a blacksmith and a biker bar. I said blacker bar, and I'm glad I was on mute.
Nice.
Well, that was not on mute.
Yeah, we brought it back anyway, so there's that.
Son of a bitch.
That's a good
Ruined.
old
having
by
a
the way.
drink.
Shout out to Jersey.
His grizzled buddy,
Yep.
who hears that Fender's been cruising down the intercoastal, not near New York, I'm pretty sure, but
Yeah.
anyway.
What's that mean? What's an intercoastal?
Intercoastal waterway.
There's got to be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Find out we're in
Yeah.
Hoboken too. I think
Hobo-
there's a
Ho-
road
It's
sign,
all right.
Hoboken.
whatever it is, whatever.
Hoboken.
There's a sign that says that on the side, so they haven't
Yeah,
made
it's
it
in-
really too far.
It's in Jersey.
Right.
It's literally directly across the river from New York City. They've crossed the river. They've gone like a mile
There you
so
go.
far.
They've
Yeah.
gone intercoastal
Yep.
Yeah.
from the coast of New York to the coast of New Jersey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's still got a few miles to go to get to it.
Now,
The
granted,
land
granted at this point because of the Ernest movie kind of interjecting between our GIF month. It's been a month since I've seen this movie, so I apologize if I'm completely ruining it.
Nice.
But I don't know if JC officially says it, but at least in the subtitles, the bartender guy at the bartender blacksmith thing is named Mace, and I loved it. M.A. $sign Dano.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Damn right.
This movie would have been so much better if Mace was actually in it.
If it was just this guy, just family was Mace. They just like CGI'd him in.
So good. So good.
Yeah.
Been around the world, yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
That base?
Yeah. He's on that. Been player hated.
Yeah. Is he a
The scene is where
pastor now or something?
his buddy
so.
here is like, "What are you doing, man? I thought you like retired. You like had like a like a retirement place in the country. Like, isn't that the dream?" And Van Damme's like, "I was a fool to believe in the dream," in his Dutch accent.
Yeah.
And his buddy says, "Make sure you put on your knives for the right reasons, son."
Yep. Great
Perfect.
advice. Sage advice, I would
The
say.
Western.
Yeah.
This is a Western.
Not
Some like
not a
random
Western.
shit that happens while
I
they're
think it's an
here,
Eastern.
including a random drunk walking by, stealing a kid's ball, and Van Damme coming out of nowhere, taking the ball. And Matt, get the fuck out of the guy with the ball.
Yep. Kid gets his ball snatched like Gary Oldman is what I wrote.
Sure does.
Yep.
Getting
By the
more
way,
Real shades of
flashbacks.
Gary Oldman.
Before that
Get more
scene, there was like a commercial
flashbacks
break
in here
by the way.
too.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I feel like if you need to very quickly show that a character is an asshole, you just have him steal a ball from a child.
Yes.
Also, I want to add that every commercial that I get, every 7 minutes on the dot, is the very same progressive commercial ad.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's every 7 minutes progressive.
Oof.
So it
Dude,
just got
right there,
progressively more
Citrus.
annoying.
Yep.
Oh. You shot my
see
paw.
That's because
We were talking
insurances
about-
have paws, right?
Yep. That's right.
Oh god. About putting his picking your knives up for the right reasons. Because they're going back and forth with those flashbacks the whole entire time. So it's
Yep.
really weird, confusing, but it
Yeah.
shows them like having a farm, like having a house in the country. She's planting stuff.
He still got the hair.
Yep, he's still got the hair. They're together, and they're like
That's-
actually starting something. And he puts all of his weapons away in a
Yep.
case and shuts
Yeah,
the
like a
lid.
sack or something, right? Yeah, like
Yeah,
locks it up.
Yeah. and
Looking
he's
like a
"Okay, I'm gonna
backwoods
give that life
Unitarian
up."
Like-
preacher.
And going with Snake's point, it's very like a Western, like the old
Yeah,
gunslinger
100%.
finds love and the family and he hangs up his pistols,
Yep.
Exactly.
They're just
Unforgiven.
copying the new God of War.
Yeah, it's real deep. Yeah, exactly.
So we get a look at the pirate barge as it's sailing down the intercoastal.
Yeah, we do.
I think intercoastal was in Florida.
The-
I'm a little,
The
a
inter.
little bit confused on the geography.
So I mean, if you're
Um,
going from the city to Atlanta, you could just hop down the regular ocean. I don't know what this weird intercoastal
Yeah.
is supposed to be, unless in the future there was some earthquake and everything split and
Ah,
there's
that
a new river or something. I don't know, but there is no such
Yep.
intercoastal that would take you there.
River
That
of
exists
Dreams.
now. There you go. Damn right.
Get like a look inside of the boat. It's all knives and flexing biceps and oiled
Oh.
up shirtless men.
Oh, this crew is incredible.
Mullets.
I really like the pirates.
Yeah,
Except
same.
for Fender. I like all the rest of them.
Oh, I love all of them,
Excuse you?
including
good.
Yeah, Fender's
Fender most of
Fender's
all.
real iffy, man.
Yeah, I love me some Fender. Yeah, the crew, I can't get enough. Every time they get a shot of random bad guys in this movie, like I think it's the best part. Well, one of like my favorite parts of the movie is just the fucking bad guys look great.
we see Van Damme and Useless Sidekick like continuing on their journey, and there's this great little like signpost here.
Yes.
One way, wasteland. Other way,
Oh, yeah.
Charleston.
Yep.
Other
Yeah.
way, temptation.
Yeah. It's the same.
Okay.
I had the same thing written down.
So how much time has passed? How have they all of a sudden got to a place where there could be a wooden road sign that says Charleston? Like that's got to be Charleston, South Carolina, correct? And is that what we're
It's
thinking?
very confusing
that would have to
on
be.
how they get from New York to Charleston, but they have arrived.
I have just posted a map in the chat
Uber?
of the ICW, which is the Intercoastal Waterway. It pretty much goes through Charleston.
Look at that.
However, it does not go anywhere near goddamn Atlanta. They could get to Savannah, or they could get off, at Charleston or something and cut across the ruins
Well, you
of
could go up
what
that
is that?
Tennessee River a little bit from Savannah too, right?
I
I
just
don't think the
had
Tennessee
this,
River gets to Savannah now.
I just had this epiphany
look that
where I'm constantly thinking, wait, how in the hell are you guys following this barge? This barge passed by you months ago. I don't understand what's going on. But then in the previous scene where we're showing the pirates, I do see Fender looking around on these maps like he's fucking Magellan, and I do understand that they might have taken a wrong turn somewhere.
Yeah.
Because maybe he's not that good at maps.
They went to like Toronto first.
He won't say anything. He's like, I can't let them know that I fucked up.
Yeah. No one can point out anything to him because they'll just cut their head off.
It's exactly where I wanted to go.
I like this world.
All right, so they, I guess, are taking the road to the wasteland. I guess that's the direction they're going. Maybe
They're going to temptation, Dano.
And there's like a bunch of skulls on spikes. So I guess there's like cannibal land. Unclear.
Yep.
But
Very
Van Damme
tempting.
can smell an ambush a mile away. He kicks into action and like just runs off into the woods and splits off from the useless sidekick, which was a good move. There's like cannibal raider dudes in the forest, and Van Damme continues his trademark of stealing their knives and killing them with their own knives.
They're all doing the classic 80s move of wearing a nylon on your head.
Yeah. All the
They'll
faces
never
are
know.
covered.
Yeah.
Anyway, Van Damme's a ninja, so he can handle these guys. But unfortunately, useless sidekick has wandered off while she's alone, and just like walks straight into the middle of the cannibal building, like
Yep.
Yeah,
exactly
what a
where
weird choice.
they're holed up.
Yeah.
And the sneaky cannibals are silently zip lining down from the roof.
Yeah, that's
so good.
amazing.
Goddamn Rainbow Six over here, Tom Clancy ass cannibals.
Yeah. They're all wearing like gas masks and hoods and mesh.
Yep.
They have like chains and metal bars and crossbows.
They're like psychos. It's great.
Yeah.
Well, the
So,
one guy that
anyway,
just jumps
useless
down on
sidekick.
top of the concrete block, starts squatting down in front of her, just I don't know, like posing.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
The cannibals have a great vibe.
With his fucking flails.
Yes. Just like random shit. So Van Damme comes to save her. But he loses his gun right away somehow. So
No problem.
he has a great solution to this, which I mean, I do this. You have a concealed knife that can pop out of the front of your shoe.
What a great
and
move.
then just a
boot knife.
nice little 360 spinning kick. You can slit anybody's throat. It's
I
very
love a
handy.
good boot knife.
Oh man, watching that scene as you're saying it, nice little boot knife.
Mhm.
Yeah,
The boof knife is a completely different knife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little boot scoot boogie.
That's right.
Little boot scooting boogie.
Yeah, I love the boot knife move. It's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so good.
So he karates his way through the rest of the cannibals. But now useless sidekick is a useless hostage, and
Oh boy.
and there's a knife to her throat. But she finally does something, which is to start slamming her foot into every crotch she sees. Very
Yeah,
funny.
She grabs that guy's dick.
She gives him the old dick twist.
Gave him the old apricot
she takes a
smash.
handful.
Yep. Give him the dick twist.
Ernest out here selling self-defense classes in the post-apocalypse, teaching ladies to do the apricot smash.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she works this guy in the nuts like 4 more times too.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
Dick ain't
other guy
happy.
too. She's just wailing around.
Yeah.
She's beating those dicks.
I have written here. She then delivers some really atrocious dialogue that we can skip.
Oh god. I just saw the another Fanakin falling down the goddamn like elevator shaft. Phenomenal.
God damn it.
That was good.
I'm glad you
Quote.
mentioned it.
Yeah.
Good.
Quote, this training dummy just fell down a hole in the building like the bitch from Event Horizon. And it cracked me the fuck up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wrote, this guy starts flying down the elevator shaft, and we cut to progressive. Action plus. Every 7 minutes on the fucking dot, no matter what.
What the shit?
7 is a lot.
My common thread is going to be JC wanting to kill the people at Action Plus.
Dude, it's
And
one of my
progressive.
nominees for common thread is just fucking progressive ad every 7 minutes. Like, and I kept pausing to check. It was always 7:00, like it was on the dot at 7 minutes, no matter what was going on.
Clockwork.
Like he's literally mid-flight in the elevator shaft and they cut to the commercial. It's fucking incredible.
Love it.
Come back.
The suspense is
Yeah,
killing
they
me.
came back, he hit. It's fucking nuts.
These two reach the beach,
Yep.
which is
Yeah,
the
they do.
plan is to
Yeah,
ambush
they do.
the pirates here. Point of order. I thought Atlanta's not on the coast, but
It is.
It's
what do I know?
It's not.
considerably not, but that's fine.
Yeah.
JC just says as blankly, as dryly as possible, Fender's boat will pass here. Motherfucker, his boat passed here 3 days ago.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, or you were fighting those fucking crazy people. He went sailing by long ago.
So the useless sidekick wastes absolutely no time. Immediately strips down and runs into the water.
Now we
Yeah,
see why he
so
keeps her around.
Yep.
I'm surprised we don't get
And Van Damme
here.
just kind of standing around staring.
Well,
Later.
he looks away. She starts taking her pants off and running to the water. He looks away, and then 2 seconds later, he looks back at her. I thought that was pretty classic Van Damme.
He's like,
He had
all
to
right.
catch a shot of that butt.
Yeah, I didn't look right away.
No, I gave her a little bit of respect.
Yep.
So we get this shot later of them like sitting around the campfire, not
Yeah.
wearing clothes, having a swim, but they're like
Mm.
each having like their own individual blanket, and she's trying to come on to Van Damme pretty hard.
Yep.
But Van Damme is not having
Yeah,
it.
she is.
She is not for him.
she is.
As we get another hot mom flashback.
Yep.
Well, some weird flashbacks this time,
I wrote
too.
that he covers her up in a reverse Dar when Dar instead had his ferret steal that woman's clothes.
Yes.
Reverse
And then
Dar.
also, and my next note is he still gets it in though. Classic Van Damme.
With hot mom.
He still
the
finds a
flashback.
way. Like somebody's gonna kiss on me in this movie. I don't care who it is.
So, did you notice that Van Damme has absolutely zero chemistry with Hot Mom and is stone-faced the entire time?
Yeah. These two have
that they're
never met
doing
before.
this?
They met the day they shot all these scenes.
Yeah, they neither of them look like they're having a good time or want to be doing this.
And she had to bring her kids to the shoot. That's why they had them in there.
G.I. Jane.
She couldn't find a sitter.
Yep.
But,
Oh, man.
and this is where things start to pick up. After Van Damme and Hot Wife have gone to sleep in the flashback, the camera slowly pans up. And Fender and his goons are just lurking.
What a
watching
shot
from
of
the
these
windowsill.
guys.
How long have they been watching?
These fucking guys look like Fender's got the creepiest look on his face the whole time.
Yeah. Circle
It's so
jerking.
great. Yep. They've been there for like 45 minutes for sure. It's just like watching.
Hours. It's the apocalypse.
Yeah.
No TV.
Fender's like, I
we saw
can't
it.
believe he gets up that often to get water.
I ain't seen
They
a porn
probably
in
got
30 years.
popcorn, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
got a lawn chair. So we
Yeah.
don't get to find out how long Fender's been there because Van Damme wakes up from his nightmare. He's back on the beach by
Sweaty.
the fire.
And he is
Sweating.
sweaty, boy.
Yeah.
Oof. He is pouring sweat. He's not the only one, let me tell you.
I was about to say,
And then
so
I wrote-
is JC.
Yeah. Yep. I wrote, we got some sweaty Van Damme. No wonder he became a star.
Yeah.
He looks
This
great
guy
with
looks,
his
he
shirt
looks
off.
awesome.
Whew.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
of course.
I'll say it. He looks better than
Yeah.
Arnold.
Yeah. He looks great.
I was really
Um,
disappointed when she woke up and they cut and he was standing on the beach that he wasn't naked and we didn't get to see
Yep.
his ass.
Yeah. Yep.
Because like
Same.
that's a Van Damme trait.
Same. I was
wanna
surprised
see
we didn't
the
get the.
Jean-Claude Van Hams.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
According to
Yep.
my research, the Jean-Claude Van Ham's began with his next movie, Kickboxer, and then became his staple.
Yeah, nice.
Oh,
Um,
Kickboxer
I don't.
beast.
Let's
JC
work.
can verify that.
You see the ass in Bloodsport after he bangs the
Do
reporter.
we?
I think so. Yeah.
All right.
Take the moonlight
Okay.
walk.
The internet lied to me. Who can believe it?
Maybe we don't. Maybe
So-
that's just in my mind.
The next morning, Van Damme sees the pirate barge steaming by.
Yep.
And on board, we see Pearl, who's hanging out below deck. And we get just an immediately thrown back into a new flashback. This time it's from Pearl. But it's been like a solid 15 seconds since we finished the last flashback. You're getting kind of thrown around here. So this one is where Pearl is dressed like Princess Leia in Star Wars. Like almost one-to-one dressed like that. Volunteering to be a cyborg. And then we get to go get another shot of this mannequin.
Big Jeremy Irons.
I took of it. It's so fucking. I mean, it looks kind of good in this shot. You got like eyeballs on the table and everything. He gets her. Like they have a big thing in this movie of her taking her real eyes out and getting them surgically replaced with robot eyes. They never really pay it off. It's just kind of a thing that they do.
Yeah,
I love
her laying there.
I love those eyeballs sitting to the right.
Yeah. I know. They're great.
Goddamn googly eyes.
Are those supposed to be her original eyeballs? Because it's like on a bloody piece of gauze?
She was heterochromatic before?
Oh, maybe.
That's a lot of syllables in one word.
Her eyes are two different colors.
Yeah.
There's a blue eye and a brown eye on that.
Brown eye.
On that gauze.
You sure you're looking at the right table?
Yeah, damn right.
A little balloon knot.
Then the flashback goes to her like setting off on her mission to New York with her like crew of, they look like the 80s version of the Brotherhood of Steel from Fallout, but what if they made all the props out of cardboard?
Doesn't Ham Sandwich say something like, "I'll get you there"?
Yeah, he does.
No, man, probably.
And he's not.
He does get her there.
I'll get you there. And
He
I'll get you
did.
back.
That's true.
Yeah, he didn't get her back, but he did get her there for sure.
Yep.
He was supposed to go to New York.
Fine print.
I had another commercial before this where I wrote the quote from the commercial. If Brian's not going to be Snake, can I be Snake? Because that's part of what's going on in the Progressive Ed. It's really wonderful. Yeah.
Anyway, flashback over.
Yeah.
We go back to Van Damme, who catches up to where the pirate barge kind of ties up somewhere. I guess on the outskirts of Atlanta. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no pirates on the boat.
At the port of Atlanta.
They're at the ocean port of Atlanta, yes.
Yeah.
And no pirates at the boat. They left the boat. But Fender and the pirates can spot Van Damme and Useless Sidekick from down the road. They're in like this industrial complex.
Yep.
And Fender, right on. This is like true to character. He's like,
very Cobra.
Who are they? Who cares? Kill them.
Yep. Yeah. Love it. You're a bad guy. It's great.
We get introduced to maybe my favorite bit character in the movie. This is the guy who I'm convinced is one of the producers of the movie. Maybe the director. Who knows? He's not one of the actors. Because all the other pirates are like buff, athletic stunt actors. And then there's this random guy in a helmet and like a gas mask.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
just a schlub.
Yeah, he's great.
Just the schlubbiest guy. Yeah. Does not fit. He's on screen kind of a lot for an incidental character. So this would be the modern day equivalent of like putting a Kickstarter contributor into your movie.
They just needed a guy to fill in the shots. They got a dude from craft services.
Yeah.
They just found the guy hanging around the buffet table, and they were like, "Hey, man, if you're gonna eat all that food, you got to do something."
Like the idea that the director like just can't stand this fucking one extra on the movie. He's like, you know what? Put that guy in a fucking mask. I don't want to see his face the whole time. Just make him wear a gas mask.
Put him in a gas mask. Put his fat fucking ass next to the most muscular people in this.
He's looking around and nobody else has a mask.
Like wrestlers and bodybuilders and like leather bikini babe, and then there's this guy.
Yeah, he's great.
I don't know what he's doing here.
Then there's Phil. He's just hanging out, guys being dudes.
Useless Sidekick Van Damme gets split up again as Van Damme is going to pursue Fender into this like industrial complex, and it takes literally 5 seconds for Useless Sidekick to get captured. Like, the pirates come out of like fucking nowhere. They're like, "Hi."
Yeah, we're waiting for you.
So we see Van Damme like elsewhere, and he's got a guy at gunpoint. That guy starts whipping a knife around, screaming.
Oh man,
He's double
this guy,
fisting.
this guy with the sword is incredible.
When
He's
he was
doing
swinging
the-
he was swinging the
does all
swords
the-
around like Dar in his training montage from Beastmaster. When he's up
Yep.
on the mountain just swinging the
Yeah.
sword around.
Yep.
He's doing all this
Van
like
Damme
dancing with
lowers the gun,
the
and
one.
we'll have an honorable knife fight.
I love
Yep.
a good display of skill when you've got knives out. Just look at all the shit I can do. And this scene, like this half scene of them just running each other on the catwalk, yelling with their weapons out. This might be my killer scene. It's a solid 10
It's
seconds
such
of
a
just
long
shot of
catwalk.
JC, shot of knife guy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
It's my favorite because when he's doing all the moves with the one sword, and then he stops and just goes, ha, and he pulls out the second one.
Of course. That was after he lowered the gun.
Oh, man.
He's like, I got you now.
Yep.
Two
Hi.
guys.
Yeah. Now what, bitch?
Well, Van Damme manages to get his ass tossed off the catwalk. I don't know how he lost the fight, but he sort of did.
Like, he would have
And-
forever just to pick the gun back up, too, by the way, as he's charging him. It's like, if he decided to, like, he's got a month before you get there before he can shoot you.
No, he's got an honorable knife fight in mind.
Of course.
He gets off the catwalk and like is hanging somewhere, and then does some like Indiana Jones swinging on a wire thing
Oh, it's
to get
awesome.
down.
Somebody throws a sword after him as he's swinging through
Yeah.
the air. But the guy he was fighting was wearing a catcher's chest protector.
Yeah, he was. There was a lot of those in this movie.
Yeah, it's great.
There's a lot of guys playing catcher.
Yep.
Now he pulls the gun out, and it's got like 4 barrels with like a bullet in each one. It's like a homemade gun thing.
Yeah.
How about when he drops to the? How about when he drops to the ground and the only black guy in the whole group is the dude that runs at him with a spear?
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah,
anybody
you hate to
noticed
see it.
that.
Yeah.
you do
Yeah.
kind of hate to see it, but
Yeah.
It's like he's still got Ernest on the brain.
Yeah, Ernest is back.
Yeah. He never leaves, baby.
Varn.
Hit him with the eyes of Ngoli.
Yeah.
So now
In the
it's
eyes of
just
Atlanta.
him and Fender. And useless sidekick is face down at Fender's feet.
Oh,
Please
useless.
be dead. Please be dead. I hate you. Please be dead. She's not dead.
Ooh, that's a little harsh.
So we get another one of these trademark Van Damme running straight line to start a fight. Things where he just runs
Is
straight
this
at Fender.
the spot where the camera's at like 10 frames per second inexplicably on JC as he walks up?
There's a lot of those scenes like that.
Yeah.
where
Like,
it's
what are we
so
doing?
slow-mo.
Yeah, that
You
one
gotta
though, I
have it.
really thought my stream was fucked up. I was like, oh man, is my internet going out? What's going on
Oh
here?
no.
So as Van Damme is doing his manly showdown charge, Fender just pulls a gun out of nowhere and wings Van Damme on her.
Yep.
Then, motherfucker.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Very funny.
Love it.
And then there's suddenly all the pirates here. Just here. All around him. And Van Damme recognizes one. It's Hot Mom's daughter.
Hey, not
Yeah.
Haley. Film noir.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's where I wrote
We get
the
a-
one girl is the girl from the flashback, and we cut to commercial Action Plus.
We get a little bit like flashback montage of Van Damme interacting with this daughter when she was like a blonde 9-year-old. And she's now older and she's a blonde like Ross the Pirate.
Yes.
Yep.
Blonde dreadlocks or some shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Fender's
great.
best piece. It's
Yeah.
his best gal.
Yeah.
I guess.
Do a dick hand.
Anyway, Van Damme runs off, gets out of this. And the pirates chase him, and Pearl and the useless sidekick are left to be guarded by the guy who I think is the producer of the movie.
Yep. Yeah.
And you're like, oh, these guys are going to immediately escape, huh? Well, they do, because Van Damme pops out of the pipework and
Oh,
guns
it's
them down.
great. Yeah, he comes out of nowhere.
So he's like, yo, let's go. He slings the useless sidekick over his shoulder, but Pearl is like, listen, I don't like the odds of this escape plan. There's like 10 of them and 1 of you, and I'm staying put. So she stays, and Van Damme jogs off with this like useless sack of meat over his shoulder, and finds a sewer in this industrial complex. Jumps down into it.
They'll never expect the manhole. Also, I appreciate the fact that when he got into the manhole, he grabbed his gun first before grabbing her.
Yep. Got to.
Priorities.
Yeah,
Yeah,
much more
just in case.
important.
Oh.
Fender's out there somewhere, you know. Need that thing on him.
We get some cool shots in this next sequence of the individual pirates as they're chasing. They kind of one by one are trickling in. They all have a different look. So one guy who I really like, he's like the full like hair metal 80s wrestler look with a big knife.
Yeah.
We see him a lot.
That guy looks like
leading
a
the charge.
hockey like enforcer with the fucking wavy hair mullet. It's just very hockey to me.
So Van Damme sets up an ambush in the sewers.
Sewers of Atlanta.
Holy shit. My stomach hurts.
And there's really only one way to set up an ambush in the sewers, if you think about it. Which is to do crazy splits 10 feet up in the air while holding a knife and waiting until someone walks under you.
No, we need to set this up for the audience. So generic pirate goon number 14 is in basically a tunnel in the sewers walking towards the camera. Then you get a shot of pirate number 14 with Jean-Claude Van Damme silhouette above him with just the moonlight around him, which means that the pirate can actually see Jean-Claude Van Damme completely illuminated in the sun, maybe 2 feet above him. How do you get surprised by this? JCVD is 2 feet above this moron, and the dude still got surprised.
Yeah, of course.
It's a great looking shot, but it makes no sense.
Yeah. Yep.
When you do the splits like that, you're completely invisible to the human eye. Only the camera can spot you.
Yeah, he blends in. You have to see it from a wide shot.
This is the trademark of Jean-Claude Van Damme in my mind. This crazy splits thing that he can do. I think it might have gotten him like a film role, like to get started. Because they're like, holy shit, look what this guy can do. This unbelievable like 90-degree splits. He's hanging there
around this shit.
Yeah.
He does it in Bloodsport too, I remember.
It's
really
he
crazy.
does it a lot.
He does it he does like 6 times in Bloodsport.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
Yeah, you're definitely right. The splits are like his thing, but then roundhouse kicks.
So, as Pirate Goon number 4 walks under him, Jean-Claude descends knife first, and 1 point for JC. He offs him. Perfect ambush.
And we cut to commercial action plus.
So they get out of the sewers. There's a cry of rage from the guy who gets ambushed, though, before I forgot to mention this. He slowly looks up before he gets off. The slow look up and the cry of rage before he is outsmarted by the splits.
It's so good. It's a great scene.
So they get out of the sewers. That makes it difficult to look up.
Yep.
They're like running through like a beachy area, kind of wetlands, floodplain thing.
The marshes.
This is kind of a sequence. Just sprinting as hard as they can. Useless Sidekick barely looks like she can run in real life. So there's no chance she's outrunning any of these people. But
I wrote Van Damme does not run great. No. He doesn't. He's not a good
kind of
runner.
haggard here.
Yeah. There's just this rolling fog or smoke everywhere in this movie. It's like my top 5 for common thread. It's just there's a lot of fog, a lot of smoke.
It's the apocalypse.
There we go. You got to tell me.
Yeah, that's how we know. Smoke everywhere.
Why wouldn't you just stay there and just off them one by one as they came up the ladder?
Yep.
Why wouldn't you just stay in the splits and knife them one by one as they walk
Thank
under
you. They don't
just a pile of bodies.
There's a pile of dead bodies right in front of you. And
guy number 14 goes walking up like, hey, what's going on over
They'd all be looking at the dead bodies.
They come up to check out the pile of bodies. Yeah, exactly. It's video game logic.
Perfect plan.
Works every time.
Yeah.
So up in the like waist deep water, Van Damme is facing off with one of my favorite pirates, who's this like whip thin guy in hockey pads with like a metal pole that's got a knife in it, and this guy, they are going at it.
Yeah.
I don't think that he gets killed by Van Damme, because Van Damme like basically is like trying to get away. More and more pirates are coming. Gets to the beach. He can see the ocean view of Atlanta, but he's now swarmed by like 7 pirates, and they start laying the beat down on him.
Before that, the 2 ladies, I think, are also fighting.
Holy shit!
And you get because I wrote first, I was like, this lady's about to dog walk the sidekick around the pond. And I was like, no, plot twist. She kills her real quick, but somehow gets knocked out.
Hey, the connection has never been stronger. 2 notes back to back. Oh man, this girl's gonna get the shit kicked out of her. LOL. Followed by LeMayo. Never mind. She immediately cut off her hand.
Yeah, she just sliced her hand off. Because I'm like, she stabs her in the chest, and then like that lady falls over, and then we get a shot of the sidekick just knocked out. I'm like, what happened to her? I'm just like, you just killed this lady. Like, that was awesome, and then she's just fucking knocked out somehow.
It's very unclear what happens in the girl on girl fight there.
And we get a shot also of some huge jack dude just booking it down the beach.
Yeah,
one of these pirates is just massive, and he's just like he's
John
running
Cena.
like he's running like he's Tom Cruise, and like Van Damme is just stumbling all over the place.
Yeah, Van Damme's looking very worn out after taking on like 20 pirates. All
he just
by
trips
himself.
at some point.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's also a spot for common thread where it's quote people just standing there waiting to take a kick from Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yep.
I don't know if it's actually people or if it's mannequins waiting.
Yeah.
Because then there's a one where he does a spinning jump kick, and it's definitely a mannequin he hits right in the face.
I do appreciate that so many of the pirates have masks on because it lets you reuse assets. You only have 5 people here. Just put them on a different mask.
I think a lot of them had masks on because they were the same actors being reused.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that is the case.
Mm-hmm. Put a big blonde wig on this guy.
I know we already kind of moved past Homegirl getting knocked out, but that scene just played on the TV as we're talking about everything. And man, the blood splatter when she gets punched is got to be some of the worst blood splatter effects ever. It's like when Ernest jumped off the boat or jumped off the bridge into the water. Someone just threw a bucket of blood up from below the camera to make everyone know, hey, she got hit.
Yeah.
We just had a spray gun on the right next to the camera and get the spray of the blood on.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
Mr. Ice punched.
Absolutely great.
Look at some of the pirate costumes here too, as they're kind of standing around on the beach. They have no dialogue. The script is very bare bones. So there's a lot of them just kind of standing around looking at each other. But
they spent money on the costumes though.
The script is just stage directions. It's 18 pages of stage directions.
Yeah.
So things are going south for Van Damme when he's surrounded by the pirates, and one of the pirates comes from off screen. It just does a flying punch.
Yep.
To take him down to the beach.
Yeah.
Comes up spitting blood. Yeah. And he's getting the shit knocked out of him now. Fender strolls up now that Jean-Claude's been caught.
Yep,
and
of course he does.
He takes his turn just punching the living daylights out of Van Damme.
Yep.
Up and down the beach. Yep. Oh no! Is this the end of the movie for our hero? I'm so worried.
Hey, I'm watching along here. Does Fender gives off some Brittany Griner vibes. Anybody else get that? Like the Griner has that ponytail.
Wolf.
Kind of.
No, it's a wolf at you. What are we doing here?
No. We still have that grave that you dug during Ernest open. Can you go jump in that hole?
No, just kind of giving it right now. I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But it's during this fight where I wrote. It's during this where I wrote. Fender's about to deliver a killer blow and commercial Action Plus.
Oh god. Yeah.
Literally mid-fight, just Action Plus commercial.
How many commercials would be during Lawrence of Arabia? Do not watch that on
Endless.
So Van Damme gets knocked out.
Yeah.
When he comes to.
Oh, you just yada through the whole.
What?
Well, there's that part toward the end of the fight with Fender where he has Van Damme on the ropes, and he makes Van Damme say that.
You fought the Duke of New York. You're a number 1.
That's right. That's right.
Say it, bitch.
Yeah. Wakes up crucified to a boat mast.
Yep.
I mean, who hasn't though? That's just Saturday, Sunday morning.
This is where I wrote the note.
Crazy night.
Fender smiling as he admires his work, and then, you know what the JC and JCVD stands for, Dano?
Jesus Christ, Van Damme.
Yeah, that's right.
I think of my Jesus
by how this has turned out. This is his best case scenario. Not too many died on the way to getting to the crucifixion that he wanted to do. It's his favorite move.
Yeah.
His work here is done. They happily leave JC here on the beach, go their way back to Atalanta.
I don't know if anybody else had the note that I also had here where I wrote, how come he didn't take his pants off like he did everybody else?
Good question.
Like there should be just fucking, he should be hanging dong up there.
Just hogging.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, Fender?
Yeah. I mean, well, we got to sometimes we need to keep our fantasies to ourselves.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But I'm with you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing it.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
So sun goes up, sun goes down. Van Damme is in a tough spot here. He's like beaten to hell.
He's fucking
nailed to this boat mast.
I mean, I think you would agree that's a tough spot.
Yeah. That's one way to put it. He's in a tough spot.
That's one of the toughest spots you can possibly be in. I'd say it's crucified on the beach.
Yeah. Yep.
Citrus just matching the energy of the intro narration.
Crucified and left for dead.
And when things couldn't get any worse, I was crucified.
Somewhere outside Atlanta.
Yep. I mean, break this down just a little bit more because he's on the beach, right? The beach, we're presuming the ocean, right? And we've all been to the beach. We've all
Myrtle
been
Beach.
There. Yep.
I've been to Atlanta Beach,
There's no chance that seagulls aren't on him real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Absolutely.
Maybe they've been eradicated by the plague.
Yeah, well, okay. Fair enough. We can say that.
Great point.
How long would it take for
seagulls went first when the plague?
It's also
seagulls were just eating straight trash and like decomposing like plague bodies immediately. Yeah, they died quick.
Okay.
Was anybody else confused as to because like they're on the beach, sure, but like they're supposed to be in the future. There's like a broken down old sail ship just on the beach.
It's a pirate ship, an old pirate ship.
You know what I mean? Like, why is that on the beach for him to crucify him to? Like, I was very confused by that.
While we're stopping down and talking about the scene a little more, there's like another little bit of symbolism that's kind of hard to get, and I don't even know why they put this in here because it's just weirdly like legitimate like symbolism. But so weird backstory. Like when Jesus got crucified, there were two other people that got crucified with him.
Yep.
And if you look in the background of the shot, on one side you can see another cross, and there's Ernest there with his dick out. Just cranking it.
No, he doesn't
really add something to the scene.
It's just out.
Yeah, he's just like that. There's a picture of Clinton and Kennedy.
He doesn't touch it. He just takes it out and says, "Hey, look at this."
Yeah. What's this?
I find it hard to believe that if he was sitting there watching Hannibal cross the Alps, he wouldn't feel the need to at least crank a little bit. I mean, come on. There's no way he's just standing there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. If anybody's cranking it, was Fender in the window.
Well.
As Jean-Claude is doing his Jesus Christ nailed to the cross routine, what else would he do but to have another flashback?
Of course.
Damn back to his happy times with Hot Mom and the kids.
Yeah.
We get to find out what happens after Fender finishes cucking from the window. So here's the situation. The Van Damme is shirtless. He's tied up with Hot Mom and the young boy. And they are suspended at the top of a well.
Yep.
Suspending them is a barbed wire that's being used as a rope.
Brutal.
Like a questionable use of a rope.
Incredible.
Like, wouldn't it get kind of caught as he use it? Anyway. Fender's there, looking
so what's the answer to the riddle?
He hands this barbed wire rope that's holding them up to the little blonde girl.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "It's up to you, honey. If you can hold them, they'll live." And the girl screams as the barbed wire starts to pull through her hands from the weight of the tied up family.
Well, yeah,
and this is what I note.
Yeah.
Oh, this is probably the scene that Optimus thought this is a perfect Citrus movie because what else would he like than this?
Always like this.
Yep.
They
And
could
he was
have
right.
referenced this scene, I think, a little earlier, or maybe not. Maybe it just burned into my brain the second
Yeah,
I
they
saw
do.
it.
There's little
But-
flashbacks earlier. kind
Yeah,
of.
but when I
Yeah, look,
saw
let's see.
that was the first time I thought, "Good God, Citrus, what did you pick?" That was before I had forgotten that it was gift round.
Yeah, it's great.
No,
Yeah,
this
it
scene's
just
great.
very felt in your lane. Like,
Yeah.
This is fully in my lane.
I just did a Google search for movies Citrus will like, and just can't see what came up.
Yep.
Also, Fender's all glammed up in this flashback.
Oh yeah.
Young
He's got
Fender
the
looks
blonde.
great in this scene.
He's
He looks
incredible.
really good.
He's got the
He's got
blonde
the
tips.
upside down crucifix.
Mhm.
Yep.
Got like the oiled hair.
Yeah, the glasses are
Glasses
clean.
are clean,
Yes.
not dirty.
Yep.
He looks good.
Yeah, he looks the
He
shit.
also
in
is
this
like
scene.
a complete sadistic, crazy guy.
Yeah, this is quite the setup Fender has at the well. Like this is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
What he's
Yeah.
got going on. Also, in this shot, he's already got cut hair. He's got short hair already, Van Damme. But when the flashback starts, he's still got the long hair. And my wife made a comment that with the long hair, he looks like the lawnmower man. And I was like,
Ah.
Citrus, to piggyback on things that we hadn't seen really ever in a movie before. I've never seen, there's a lot of crazy shit that's been done in different kind of movies. I've never seen anybody suspended over a well with barbed wire while someone else had to hold that barbed wire to make sure that they don't die. That's pretty fucking sadistic.
Yeah.
yeah, that's fucking up there. I don't even know how you think about that.
Yeah, it was pretty. I was into it.
And the girl is super young too. It's not like, he's a 25-year-old woman. It's like, this is a 12-year-old girl.
If that.
There's two grown adults on the other end.
Yeah, she couldn't hold Van Damme by himself. There's no way.
This is gonna be metal as fuck, man. We're gonna have him suspended at a well and barbed wire.
It wasn't wrong.
Just gotta hold him up.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that the torture body horror aspects of this movie were the only parts the director really cared about, and the rest of it was just I don't know, whatever. Just do it so we can get the movie made. But it was really you could even tell it seemed like they took their time to really try and do really good.
Hammer it home.
Yeah, really hammer home the brutality of things. But then
No
when
pun
it came
intended with the
time,
crucifixion.
yeah, but then when it came time to do plot or shoot scenes of dialogue and stuff, it's just the fucking worst.
Yeah.
It just kind of set the camera up and shoot it. Who fucking cares?
Meanwhile, Dylan Richter is definitely dead in that pond right now, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Before
She's
she had
definitely been in that pond with her face down for way too long.
right before they hand her the rope, the barbed wire to hold it, is when we cut to our next commercial, Action Plus.
Action Plus.
Oh
Yep.
man, the timing on that.
Yeah, he really starts to give her the rope, and it goes commercial, progressive.
So, a very important detail that I have not covered yet is that as this flashback is occurring and get this whole situation laid out, we are interspersed with the rage building on present day Jean-Claude who's crucified.
Oh man,
It's getting more and more incandescently full of anger, and he starts
Super Saiyan.
slamming his heel into the mast that he's on.
Yep.
And at the end of the flashback, where we see Hot Mom is dead at the bottom of the well, and Van Damme climbs out up the barbed wire rope to get out. That's when he reaches peak anger and is able to shatter the mast with his heel. And meanwhile, back in the flashback, he's yelling at the sky, "Fender!"
Yep.
Oh,
it's great.
How bad do you think that
man.
fucks up his shoulders coming down on the side of that?
Oof.
That's
How bad
some
did he
back
fuck up
kick.
his heel?
That is some kick he's got to wear that wood
Shattered
down.
his heels getting
Well,
down.
I mean, sure, but I mean, I'm just saying when the crucifix falls down
that
and he's
hurts.
on it like that, I don't know. I feel that would just, oh, good lord, that would just be terrible.
Meanwhile, as the passion of the Claude continues, Haley in her post-apocalyptic outfit, she looks like the treasurer of the Cyndi Lauper fan club.
Yep.
Oh, yes. That's a good call.
Yes,
absolutely.
good. Oh, let me get it. Let me get it for you.
Heyo.
By the way,
The use of
guys,
sidekick materializes out of nowhere.
real quick.
I don't know how long she's been watching him hammer at this post with his foot.
Yeah.
But now that he's down, she'll cut him down. So he's on the ground. She cuts his ropes. She's
Hold
like,
on, let
"I
JC
told
go
you
real quick.
You're gonna need my help."
She can fuck right off.
Yeah.
She's done nothing in this movie.
Yeah. Should have cut it. Real quick, when he comes out of the well, Like they were wrapped in barbed wire, hanging with all their weight and stuff. Like,
Yep.
he comes up, he doesn't have a scratch on him from
No,
having
he does
fallen
not.
into the thing. And my wife asked
Not
what
a
happened
mark.
to and my wife asked, did they break his fall? Because he's got no injuries at
They
all
did.
when he comes out of that fucking thing.
They did.
Like he
Landed
definitely
vice
fell
first.
directly on top of them when they hit the bottom.
Yeah.
Right on top of the little boy.
Yep. He
Mhm.
just comes up just perfectly clean and sweaty.
Yeah. Well, shouldn't have been
Impacted
standing
at
there.
the bottom of the well.
Mhm. Yeah. He does the Wesley Snipes like, oh, so sorry, I didn't see you there.
My bad.
Get a look at the pirates walking through the forest.
Oh boy.
I know there's a lot of forest in Atlanta, so.
Well, that's
Looks
actually
Yeah.
good. That's actually true. Fair enough.
Yeah.
At least on the outside.
Walking through this is old Turner Field.
Yeah,
Just
Walking
walking
Dead.
through. It's become overgrown.
Whoa,
overgrown.
hold on.
Yep.
Does that sign say, I'm watching them walk into quote unquote Atlanta as we speak. Did that sign say
Oh my God.
Confederama?
Well, I'll get there and I'll let you know. But
Okay.
if you're at that place where the map painting is of Atlanta,
Yeah, I'm watching that right now.
yeah, walking
Bender
through
is
the
getting
woods.
suspicious of Pearl.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah, he
is.
is.
They
Yes,
have some
he is.
dialogue that is like roughly third grade caliber English, where he's
Great.
like, "Oh, I don't trust you," and she's like, "You can trust me." Basically, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Bender's onto her
He's-
bullshit, stupid robot is what
says
I
it.
wrote.
He says it once too. What are you talking about, Cyborg? He says
Yeah.
something.
Yep. Yeah, he says it.
One time he says it.
Yeah. He said it like very dismissively, like Cyborg.
It does say Confederate.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not here for
And
it.
now the two
Nice.
sides are gearing up for the final showdown that's going to happen in Atlanta.
Also,
Yeah.
that
See
beautiful
Van
map.
Damme binding his
Beautiful map
stigmata with cloth.
Well, of
Very
course, heals fast.
He's apparently completely fine. Shoulders fine. Heel not shattered. Stigmata not a big deal. He's ready to go. I do think it's interesting how much punishment he takes and then is completely fine in this movie. But that's kind of what these movies are like.
Is he actually a cyborg? Is it ever revealed? Because I think.
Ooh, good question.
I think she's the Cyborg.
I really thought that
See-
Jean-Claude Van Damme was going to be the cyborg when I started this movie.
So
Me
what
too. I
you're
don't remember this
saying,
movie at all.
Citrus, I'm watching it through as you're saying, Citrus. It just showed that scene there with the cruise. I mean, it goes right through his fucking wrist. He would be
Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah.
Like it would shatter something there where he wouldn't be able to do it. So he's got to be some kind of. He's got to be something.
Cue
Yeah,
lightning, cue thunder,
Yes.
cue monsoon season in Atlanta. I guess hurricane season is a thing there. So it's hurricane season.
Hurricanes will come through, but not.
But
I mean,
hur-
a lot of
hurricane
big
season
summer
was over.
storms. It's the south, so a lot of big summer rainstorms. It's not a real big.
Well, it's on the ocean
Thank you.
now, so they get the full force of the hurricanes.
Yeah. Whoa, hold on! I saw Steve
trying
Carell
to-
pull out 2 knives just now.
I was trying to squeeze that in.
Maybe Cheery can tell us what neighborhood this is supposed to be set in Atlanta, as they have this big showdown with fire.
Looks like the Bluff.
Van Damme materializes with no shirt, looking like a samurai archer, and he's
Oh.
got like a bow that he's made,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
He doesn't really use it. He just
I'm
shoots
so
the
mad.
arrow into the
He
ground.
fires a bow and then he fires an arrow and then chucks the bow. You had the high
He
ground.
immediately tosses the bow.
Yeah. I do love
Like,
a bow and
whatever,
arrow.
fuck
I
this.
hope this goes well. It doesn't. Was the next note.
No.
Because he just kind of he more like shot puts it than like fires it. The way his hand goes forward with it, like you're supposed to let it go, dude. And it just
Yeah.
falls like 4 feet short.
It goes badly, so he's like,
Yeah.
whatever, fuck the bow. We're not using
right.
this.
Right. Fuck the stupid
Then
thing.
what he does,
Audible.
he takes
I
a
got a knife
huge
boot.
knife out and he sticks it in his teeth for no
Yep.
reason.
Yes.
He immediately takes it out after he gets down, but he
Yeah.
has
So
to,
good.
it looks cool, so
It's
he has to
so
do
good.
it briefly.
Yeah. He saw somebody do that in a movie once, so he tried
There
it.
you go.
So Van Damme's powered by the power of vengeance right now, and he starts blendering his way through the remaining pirates. Just cutting through them. Big kicks. There's one pirate that gets kicked 50 times by Van Damme and then set on fire somehow in the pouring rain.
Oh,
Kind of shades
incredible.
of Enemy Mine, where
That
it's
was
like,
really
how did
good.
the fire happen in the pouring rain? But okay.
Yeah.
Man exploded on top of a car.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
People running everywhere.
People running everywhere. Useless sidekick is sort of doing stuff. She's fighting another bikini pirate, I guess. I don't know. Was it the same one? I don't know if
No,
that
it
one
was different one.
survived. Just has a severed hand.
Yeah.
I don't. It could be just a
But there was
continuity
two.
issue.
Yeah, there was
Maybe.
two, I
Who
think.
cares?
They can only afford so many extras. We'll just say they're twins.
Yeah, there were twins. This was her clone.
Yeah, it's the future. We got clones now.
Exactly.
Some guy screaming
now
during the fighting
Fender
as he gets stabbed is incredible.
Hell yeah.
The guy, there's
And
some guy
you
gets stabbed. It's awesome.
know the final showdown is here because no one is wearing a shirt. Jean-Claude shirtless in the
Useless
rain.
sidekick does lop somebody's head off once, so that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the swing she has on that knife. It doesn't look like it would puncture like anything.
It was that sharp. She had been sharpening it on a stone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
Fender is huge, by the way.
Yeah.
Even without
Fender
short pads,
is
it's massive.
And he is approaching. He's like, I'm ready to finish this.
Oh, you
The
finished
only way
it.
to finish this is mano a mano in a knife fight with no shirt in the rain.
Yep.
A little
Use
throwdown
lightning.
of the Confederama.
That's right.
So they go at it. And they the choreography for this fight does not hold up relative to the rest of the movie. I'm not sure Fender could do much choreography.
I feel
They're
like
just like staring at each other for like 5 minutes, like flexing as hard as they can.
Of course.
It's so funny.
I thought you were going to yada past that. You were talking about choreography. I'm like, you're not giving this enough due. We need to sit on them staring as long as they sat on them staring, which is just an incredibly long amount of time until Fender finally takes off the sunglasses that he's been wearing in the middle of night in a rainstorm.
Every punch that he throws, he nuts, by the way, Fender. Every single punch, he's like, oh! Over and over again.
You can see it in his body too, just the way he's throwing them punches. You can feel it.
Oh, it's great.
There's something about Fender in this movie. He, I think, is the stiffest actor I've ever seen. Like straight up and down, barely moves. Barely moves his face when he talks.
Yeah.
And in this scene with his shirt off, he's just standing there rigidly, flexing his upper body as hard as he possibly can, and that's kind of it until he kind of takes a little half-assed swing with his arm. It's really weird looking.
No, he's doing great.
I mean,
he seemed to be ripped, and like Snake said before, he's giving it everything he has.
Yeah, he is.
He's giving it. I'm not saying he's doing the best job in the world, but he's giving it everything that he's got into this role.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
love me some Fender.
His life's on the line, and everyone knows it.
Yeah, that's right.
His life on the line, and everybody knows it.
Both the character
Fender
and the
and Gibson are dueling. Get it?
Yep.
Because they were guitars. The blonde daughter is looking on. It's kind of supposed to be conflicted, but not a lot happening over with her. She doesn't have any lines though, so I kind of she didn't have a lot to work with. This is the daughter who was holding the barbed wire in the flashback, so she's now the pirate, and she's now like, do I like my boyfriend or do I like my adopted dad? This is my conflict. Anyway, she intervenes when Van Damme starts getting his ass kicked, basically.
The car door and his fucking head in the car door.
Yeah, car door to the head. That's not a good spot to be in.
No.
It takes a lot of abuse in this movie, man. Crucified, car doors.
It puts the work to him, man.
Yeah.
That part is so good because whenever she jumps in, the way he looks over at her is just fucking deranged.
Oh, it's great.
That's when you could tell at that point he's really, really giving everything. Yeah. He's putting his whole life into that head turn.
Fender is walking around with two knives going,
yeah, just screaming.
Yep.
Like a total fucking idiot.
I'll
terrific. Terrific.
So he turns on the daughter when she intervenes. He's like, this is kind of treachery. And he goes to knife the daughter for betraying him. When useless sidekick appears out of absolutely nowhere.
Yep.
And I guess gets knifed instead. It's very hard to see what happens.
She gets knifed when JCVD kicks him through the window into the side. And so it takes his knife from stabbing one girl to the other because he's inside the vehicle. So he kicks from inside the vehicle through the window.
It's such a steep. That's what I wrote I wrote the note just all caps, LOL, what just happened? Because when he's in the car, he sees it happening. Yeah, he kicks him. He's in the car. He sees him, so he kicks him in the side to keep him from killing the one girl, and he ends up stabbing the other one instead.
Yeah.
He kicks him in the rib through the car window. It's fucking wild. What's happening?
Van Damme had enough of useless sidekick to be the most obnoxious person on this walk from New York to Atlanta.
Yeah. The Cyborg can pay him.
Yeah.
Money.
So the daughter is saved. And now they're going back at it. Fender and Van Damme.
Oh boy.
And how else would Van Damme finish this? Because I don't think Van Damme's own knives work. Every time he actually dispatches someone with kicks in this movie.
Yeah.
Every time it's a kick. Or it's the take the knife away from the guy and use their knife, which actually works on them. Which is what he does to Fender.
Yep. Got to do it. He knows Fender's knife will kill.
Yeah. So he knifes Fender in the climax in the rain through the heart. And then is victorious over Fender's body in the puddle.
I'm so upset.
I have a series of notes here that are just after I wrote the L what just happened, I have in all caps rah rah then arg and then fucker. And then I have Fender dies, Van Damme comes finally, and then commercial, but it's a different one for Dawn Power Wash, Action Plus. All of this in all caps.
The face turn by Action Plus.
Because all of this fucking random stuff is happening in the movie, and then all of a sudden, they squeeze in one more commercial, and it's a fucking different one. I was like, holy shit. What a roller coaster. It's this fucking movie's great.
Right at the climax, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The final commercial, a different one. They literally have all caps, Dawn Power Wash.
So Van Damme embraces surrogate daughter who's now reunited with him.
Yep.
But then Fender rises from the dead.
Fuck yeah.
And he's yelling like a moron zombie.
Fender's back.
Noriega from Battle Royale.
He's back.
So
they're
good.
going at it again.
Yeah. Wasn't
it Enemy Mine where they got shot through the heart and it was like no big deal? Well, this is another one.
Yeah.
Stabbed through the heart. No problem.
He sinks the knife right through his fucking chest. Doesn't matter. Totally good.
Yep.
I think Fender is supposed to be revealed as a cyborg in this part of the movie, but they don't do any of that reveal.
They don't actually say anything, yeah.
There's one bit of dialogue where he gives a robot-y sounding thing, but I guess whatever happened, they needed to wrap the movie.
Yeah.
They had to be out of the studio by tomorrow, so this is what we got.
Yeah.
I don't know. They have more fight.
Yeah.
Back and forth. But then you start to see, as they're inside something now, chains on the wall. And what's that? That's a meat hook. You know what a meat hook means in these kind of movies. Someone's going on the hook.
Yep.
And that's right. You guessed correctly. Fender gets hooked.
The classic Van Damme kick to finish him.
He gives a weird robot yell maybe.
Yep.
And dies actually this time.
Yeah, it's terrific. It's a great ending with the classic spin kick, knocks him into the hook. I wrote, how is this movie 22% Rotten Tomatoes? Fucking cowards. It's so good.
Well, that's a little high.
Yeah. In the Pizza Hut cut, he wakes up again, actually. Answers a phone call from his daughter who tells him he's a piece of shit. Then he shoots the phone and just dies again.
Oh, God. I don't know. Yeah. Out of nowhere, the first phone ringing in the movie.
Yep.
Yeah. A cell phone, too.
Yeah. Amazing.
All right. So basically, the movie wraps here. Pearl gets to wherever the fuck she's supposed to go, the Brotherhood of Steel or whatever. And Brotherhood of Cardboard, probably.
They cut to Pearl dressed like a peasant, passed out on the ground.
Yeah.
It's what the hell? Where are we at now?
Yeah.
Useless sidekick is dead, which is thrilling to me. I'm so happy. I hate her.
Yeah.
And the daughter's reunited with Van Damme. They have a minor cliffhanger-y ending as those two kind of walk off into Atalanta. Roll credit.
Pearl said some shit about how JCVD is the cure or gonna help the world more than she is. I'm like, no, he's not.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I wrote the note. Van Damme is the cure for this world in all caps.
There we go.
So-
I also like the running gag that I had in my headcanon, where whenever Pearl would take her hair off and just show all the beeps and boops, I assumed that it wasn't a helmet, but rather just, hey, I've got this hair up here. I hope no rain falls on me because my insides are fucked.
Yeah.
This isn't weatherproofed.
Yeah, she took the hair off in the first scene and realized, I can't get this back on.
Trivia.
My hair helmet.
Canon
Weirdo.
Film, which has made this movie, originally intended to make a sequel to the 1987 He-Man movie, Masters of the Universe.
Ooh.
And they intended to make a separate
Wow.
Spider-Man live-action movie.
Holy shit.
Both movies were supposed to be shot simultaneously by this director, Albert Pune.
What?
But Canon was in deep financial shit and had to cancel deals with both Mattel and Marvel, which owned the IP for those two movies.
Oh, man, we were robbed.
Canon had already spent $2 million on costumes
Yep.
and sets for both films, and they needed something to film in order to get the money back. So, Pune wrote the storyline for Cyborg in one weekend.
Goddamn. He sure did.
Jesus,
He sure did.
And
What a weekend.
he wrote this movie for Chuck Norris.
It's a worse movie with Chuck Norris.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a much worse movie with Chuck Norris.
I don't know.
I
I don't know. With a tight pair of Wranglers? Ooh, I don't know.
So
I'm torn.
the co-producer said, no, we should do Jean-Claude Van Damme. He just had this great movie, Bloodsport. He'll be perfect.
Oh, nice.
So they cast him instead. The film was shot for less than $500,000 if you don't include the money they'd already spent on all the stuff for the other movies. It was shot in 3 weeks entirely in Wilmington, North Carolina.
You can see that, yeah.
Petey Pablo.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So
Rise up,
I've
take
been
your shirt
to
off.
Wilmington. I thought that some of the stuff looked. I was like, man, this kind of looks like North Carolina. Turns out, it is.
Yep.
Another great
Makes
piece
sense.
of trivia. Jackson Rock Pickney, who played the super buff Black Pirate, who has a great outfit in this, I think,
That Ed's
lost
brother?
an eye during filming. When
holy
Jean-Claude
shit.
Van Damme accidentally struck him in the eye with a prop knife.
Oh.
Pickney successfully sued Van Damme and was awarded nearly $500,000 in damages.
It's
Well, that's
500 for an
what-
eye?
Essentially,
cost
the
that much.
budget of the movie was
Yeah.
also paid out in damages to the guy who was like, you fucked up this action choreography. I lost an eye.
See, I told you about throwing underhand. What did I tell you?
They turned around and they reused that eye as an asset for the scene where Pearl's getting worked on. They put
Well,
a
yeah,
real eye over there in the corner.
Well, now they said, hey,
hoping it was
now
during-
you really look like a pirate. Like, this is perfect. This works.
You know? I was hoping it was during the scene when he's swinging down and you see the random knife thrown after him. I was hoping it was like that, like just some stray knife went and hit somebody.
Wow,
You'd
that's
imagine
crazy.
being the guy, you lost an eye, you have to wear glasses for the rest of your life, like black glasses, so no one can see
a
your like
monocle.
gruesome eye.
Glasses.
And then when you have to explain to people how you lost it, you're like, well, I was shooting this movie in Wilmington. It was called
You know Jean-Claude
Cyborg.
Van Damme, he's an asshole.
We only had 3 weeks to do it, so like anyway, things all fucked up.
Yeah.
I came out.
So you got to tell the story like, I was shooting this movie with Van Damme. He hit me in the eye, so I sued him and got all this money. That's the way you got to tell it that way real fast. You don't tell him it was
Where the
Cyborg.
money came
Let him
out.
wonder.
Do a bar brawl.
Yeah.
And when
Yeah,
that's what
he
movie,
says-
that's what movie,
Yeah,
like, you know,
Van
SNNBA,
Damme knocked
I
my
can't tell
eyes
what movie it
out.
was.
Knocked my eye out, so I sued him.
Yep.
Yeah.
You ever seen Bloodsport?
Yeah.
I've got. I don't have a ton of notes towards the end of the movie, so I started to wander off, and I've got some quick math trivia for you. It is
God.
about 870 miles from New York to Atlanta. So
Nice.
if they were like on a jaunty pace, let's say they went 25 miles a day, it took them like 40 days to get here. How the hell was that barge not faster?
I think
because
Mordor's
he went up
closer.
to Toronto. We established that he went up to Toronto first, and then had to
Yeah,
find his way
he was
back
also
down.
like burning everything he saw along the way, so he was having a little side.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
taking the Sherman tour down the fucking intercoastal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Uncle
does
Billy.
seem like every time he sees a person, he's like, "Go get him."
Yeah,
so
go
like
kill
he's
them
probably
immediately.
got people just jumping off his boat to go swim to shore to kill people, and like he has
So
to
he
stop
went-
and wait for him.
He went full Rube Waddell, and every time down the coast, he's a dog. Let's go get him.
Yep.
Yep. He goes full. You never
Yeah.
go full Rube. He's
Yep.
probably just
Yeah, that's
having,
right.
saw a few places to stop, have a drink. You know, stopped off, had a
Oh.
laugh.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
had a few drinks. Got some
Never know,
heads
never know,
off.
never know where you'll find a well. You know.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
Never know
some
where
barbed
you'll-
wire.
never know
What
where
else
you
to do with
can
all this
lop a
barbed
head or
wire?
Just to
Yeah.
take it
Come on.
home.
two. Yep.
I'm gonna
Exactly.
hit this piece of trivia again because it's worth reinforcing. How every character is named after a piece of music equipment or a brand. This is like 1989, and this is like the stupidest 80s shit ever.
Yep.
Not
The
great.
main character's gonna be named Gibson, and he's gonna be fighting Fender.
Yeah.
Come
Yep.
on.
I feel like it
Never-
got to a point where they didn't use names almost at all in this movie. So when they started to figure out credits, like, we got to do something.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Do you think of this
Fender's
name?
a really
if this,
cool first name, you know, and go off that way.
Do you think if this gets created today, the protagonist and antagonist are named like PlayStation and Xbox?
I hope so.
God.
Sony and Microsoft.
Yeah.
Dreamcast.
You ever seen The Postman when the guy's name is Ford Lincoln Mercury?
Yep.
Fucking shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
You
hysterical.
great.
just see the dealership and he has no names. He's like, I like that.
Yep.
Beautiful.
He's great.
More trivia. Original
Ooh.
cut of the movie by the director when he submitted it for editing was a 2-hour black and white rock opera that was more violent and more dark.
Yes, please.
Oh my god.
Starring JCVD
But-
still in the rock
There's
opera?
more.
That
Jean-Claude
only
Van
further
Damme's
cements my next
dialogue,
pick.
including the narration, was going to be dubbed by another actor in this version. They held a test screening for an audience of 100. Of the 100, 99 of them said they hated the movie. As a result, Pune was kicked out of post-production.
The
I wanna
100th
talk to the
person
one.
was me.
Yep. Yeah, I want to talk to him.
Person was
I
Pune.
want to talk to this person. Like, tell me all about it.
Fuck yeah.
A dude was crazy.
Wow.
Give me that
Final-
Stratocaster cut.
Yeah.
Oh god.
2.5
Yeah.
hours long.
Them having
Final
guitar
piece of
names
trivia. This one's
works
a good
better
one.
for me if it is a rock opera, to be honest. I think the movie's
Probably.
worse.
Isn't
but
it
the-
a rock opera?
We're
It's
already in
literally
ballpark.
not an opera,
Thank
so
you.
no.
Oh, fine, Mr. Letter of the Law.
Hey, look, you hold that note on rock operas. We'll get there in a couple months.
Oh no,
Oh God.
what have I done?
Hope I'm dead by then.
See what happens.
Heat up the universe, Dan.
Final trivia. I like this one. So Fender was played by a guy named Vincent Klein, and in real life he has a high-pitched voice. So in that first cut of the movie that they showed in the test screening, the audience was laughing openly at Fender's scenes because his
Oh no.
squeaky voice was so funny.
Oh man.
Oh, poor bastard.
Yep.
They
How
had
about
to
we go down to
solve-
Atlanta?
Yep.
They went back and dubbed all of his lines with a different actor.
That's incredible.
world.
Yep. Yeah.
This world of darkness.
No.
Guy
Oh
in
my
studio
God.
was doing the lines going ah and motherfucker.
Yeah, that's incredible. That
The
guy,
dub work was terrible.
because now think
Wow.
about now like the guy in the studio's going rah. He's got like a butt in his hand. He's just fucking yelling into a microphone.
What's worse is he's sitting there watching this performance and he realizes there's no way he's ever gonna match the energy of this performance.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
He's doing his best.
He's just fucked
Oh, man.
from the get go.
Yep. Oh, what a movie.
Common thread. For this
wanted to
award,
be-
there's a lot of strong
Progressive
nominees
ads.
to put in.
Action Plus. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
me.
wanted it to be something about the movie, but it's gonna be JCVD with Action Plus.
it really is. It's my favorite part of the notes is him just telling us.
So
Yeah.
in the recap, I'll put that it's JCVD and Action Plus. But talking about the movie,
Yeah.
I would give it to like Fog or Smoke, maybe flashbacks.
Him taking people's
Dude.
weapons.
Yeah,
Ooh, I'll stop
It
hitting
is-
yourself.
taking people's
Yeah.
weapons is probably it if
Yes,
we're doing things
stop
with
hitting
the
yourself.
movie.
Yeah. Stop hitting
Stop hitting
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah.
Stop hitting
Stop
yourself.
slitting
is a
your
good
own
one.
throat, I think is the version of it. I will say, doing the write-up of the movie, there are so many flashbacks.
Yeah,
There's
there's
a
so
bunch I
many.
didn't even
Yeah.
mention because they were quick
There's a
little
ton of 'em.
hits.
There's a ton.
They're
There's one
happening
thing-
constantly.
Like they really drag
Yeah.
out that backstory, and this is like an 82-minute movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without all those flashbacks, like it's a 45-minute jaunt with like
One
Fender
thing-
chasing them.
One thing we didn't talk about much during the movie, but I noticed as I was watching through here, he's hurt all the time. JC is in this movie all the time. Cut, stabbed, crucified, never bleeds. So that's like one thing the whole time. He never bleeds like in the whole entire movie.
He does a little bit when they beat the shit out of him, but that's about it.
He just stops right away. He stops and never continues.
Yeah.
He gets cut in the face by a big knife. Never bleeds.
Like Fender gives him one big punch and his mouth starts bleeding, but it doesn't like keep going. It just stops.
You know what they say, Snake? If it bleeds, we can kill it, and if he doesn't bleed, then he must be immortal.
Oh, that's right.
Ernest
Shit.
doesn't bleed. I never saw him bleed once.
I've never seen a drop of blood on Ernest.
So what's the winner here?
I think it's taking someone else's weapon and killing him with it.
Stop
slitting your own throat.
Yeah, stop hitting yourself.
Stop stabbing yourself.
Stop slitting yourself.
Stop stabbing.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Slitting yourself.
Over and over again. Such a great movie.
Prize performance.
I love Fender. Like he's not a good actor, but he's great in this role.
He was surprisingly fun, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the stuntmen that were doing the pirates, the supporting pirates. I thought a lot of them were really good.
Yeah, I was surprised, I would say, genuinely by the pirates themselves overall. Like, for the most part, like I said, like I thought like their costumes were really cool. Like I enjoyed them running around being like psychos. And I'm like, I'm actually entertained by these guys. It's not like the throwaway of like just give them a bunch of random assholes and just like stand around looking stupid. Like they actually did. And you said that, like, it shows like they spent all the money on the fucking costumes already. So they already had that.
$2 million already. That's a lot of
I'm
fucking money when they make it for less than 500,000.
Well,
I was surprised.
$3 million, really.
Guys. Yeah, they really went into it.
I'll fight harder for Fender for the Kodo Award, but we can give the Pirates the surprise performance.
Yeah, I like
the pirate ensemble.
Yeah,
background. Yeah. The goons.
Here's a heavily contested category. The Eye Gouger Award.
Oh, boy.
I think that if you wipe your knife on my shirt, I'm gouging my eyes out.
That's a good move.
How about when Pearl's eyes are surgically removed and replaced with robot eyes?
The eye replacement.
The eye replacement.
Yeah.
How about the guy who actually got his eye taken out?
Oh, man.
No, the eye gouger is the way people say Atlanta in this movie.
Oh, yeah. That's got to be it.
That's my personal eye gouger. Whether or not you guys are on board, that's fine.
No, I agree. It's
I agree with that because it's on there with
every
like
time
accents.
I saw a map painting. Every time I saw a map painting.
That map painting of Atlanta was horrific.
Skull open.
You didn't like the shot of Atlanta that we got?
It was the worst map painting.
Beastmaster looking ass city.
Yeah, it may have been worse than Beastmaster.
It was terrible.
Beastmaster was like a Lego. It was like a Lego, goddamn Lego set behind the airport.
Going on in the back, and it was just some dude standing above it on a ladder, turning a flashlight on and off.
Yeah, I gotta do it.
Lightning and the thunder in the background. It was bad, but I would say that the way they say Atlanta is so weird.
Atlanta.
Yeah, it's very strange because it's not like they say other words weirdly like that. Like, why do you just say Atlanta weird? Let's understand.
Yeah, it's like none of them have ever been anywhere near Atlanta to hear anyone say it, or ever heard like anyone from the South talk at all. Because the one lady that tried to put on a Southern accent was awful. The man that shot my pal.
Oh, the accent overall. Yeah, God.
She shot. What's worse is you can't have that accent and then be like, he shot my paw in Atlanta.
Yeah, and weren't they in New York City at the time?
Yeah.
New York City.
New York City.
Yeah.
You're just a big city lawyer from New York City.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of dialogue in this movie that makes you want to gouge your eyes out.
It's gonna be a controversial take.
Fender and all
but
his
for the
city
Nick
slickers.
Cage Award, I thought Nick Cage should have played Fender.
Oh God. I thought Nick Cage should have played that lady with the bag
role. Like make Nick Cage the barkeeper in Charleston. Make him Mace.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah,
I had him doubling as his role from Port of Call. It's the sequel to Port of Call. Port of Call Charleston.
I like how
yeah, I mean,
I like how Nick Cage is always just what about Nick Cage's role in Protocol, which only uses one role.
we would
Yeah,
need
I
Ghost
mean,
Rider.
To be fair, that is like the pinnacle of him just playing himself. Just crazy
to be-
unhinged, like no regard
to
for
be-
reality.
To be Fender, he's got to be ripped like it wasn't Ghost Rider. He's
Yeah,
got to be
yeah.
jacked for when he takes the shirt off at the end.
Mhm.
I'm gonna throw a bit of a curveball here, and the Nick Cage as award. I want these two people to fight forever. So as much as I love Fender, I want Bolo Young as Fender.
Oh, nice.
Bringing in somebody else.
Oh my God. I love
I
that.
want them
love
to
Bolo Young.
always be against each other in every movie, and just don't explain it.
He'll get out there and make the titties pop in the rain. Oh, you know, that Bolo Young, that's his classic move. He'd get it right in there for that last fight. It'd be great.
Just water
Another
splashing
good,
off the nipples when he pops.
Yep.
Nick Cage role would be if he could play the boat mast that Jean-Claude gets nailed to.
Another Nick Cage replacement, I think, would have been and I'll get more to this in my review. Would have been Ernest as the sidekick, as a useless sidekick lady. I think that makes us a lot better movie.
Oh, make
Ernest with a dick twist.
Actually, that's the role he should play. 'Cause that woman was so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're replacing
Nick
her
Cage,
with somebody, whether it's Cage
Make
or
Nick
Ernest.
Cage
or
ham
whoever.
sandwich.
Yeah.
Ham sandwich too, but he's only in like one scene.
That's the funny part.
I'll get you to Atlanta.
Yep.
And back.
You get to see Nick Cage's lopped off head.
Oh, that's true.
No, that'd be good.
That
might sell it for me.
He
Ham
would have
sandwich,
demanded to
and then
play
you get to see the severed Nick Cage head.
He would have demanded to play the head.
Ooh, I like that.
There you go. I want to be that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Can you
Toto the
imagine that
Ferret
scene?
Memorial Best Actor
Did we
Award.
decide on some? Hey, did we decide on somebody for Nick Cage?
I think we didn't. I think we went to a completely different.
Yeah.
We just talked
Ham
about a lot of
sandwich.
different
Ham sandwich.
Hammy?
I'll push
Alright.
for side chick. But if y'all say ham sandwich, we're good with it.
I could go with ham sandwich or side chick, either one. Yeah. But I can go with Hammy. Okay, go ahead. Next one.
Han sandwich is definitely a different
Memorial Best Acting Award.
Yep.
Got to be.
I'll
Van
fight
Damme.
for Fender. I'll fight for Fender.
You're gonna
on this
lose that fight, just like he lost to Van Damme.
Oh.
Van
When
Damme
does
was
when does
carrying
Van
the
Damme
movie
act?
so hard.
I don't know. I'm leaning towards Fender. I thought Van Damme was good, but I mean,
Wow,
Fender
the
had me-
betrayal from the man who has a picture
I
of
can't-
Van Damme
yeah.
as his
I know.
avatar.
I can't do it.
This
Look,
is
dude,
shocking.
Like I said, the second he was on screen, I screamed, "Oh wow!" real loud. When I saw Fender on screen. Like,
We're just
this
going.
guy.
Yeah.
When he was
Yeah, if you're
screaming
going-
and shit, like I liked Fender. Like I gotta be honest. Like I thought he was great.
He was actually
He's just
acting.
doing
He was
his favorite.
trying.
Yeah, and like Van Damme was great. Like just standing around smoldering like an anime character. But they
Yeah.
didn't give him
Yeah.
much to do outside of like physical
All right,
stuff.
let me pitch you this. Imagine Chuck Norris, who the role's written for, instead of Van Damme. How much
1 out
more
of
does
5.
this
Dialogue.
movie?
1 out
More
of 5.
dialogue. There'd be more dialogue, I think.
So-
for Chuck.
I was about to say, I think he talks
Yeah.
a lot more for sure.
He doesn't look as good with his shirt
Jean-Claude,
off.
like, really lifted this up.
Jean-Claude was not great in speaking roles.
No, he wasn't. Jean-Claude, all he did was just like he said. He
He did the splits.
Yeah, he did the
Oh,
splits.
He
He
did the
looked,
splits. Splits
Oh,
was
the
looked
key.
splits.
hot. He didn't give
Yeah.
us his ass.
Yeah, that's true.
Excuse me?
Didn't get the
Yeah.
John Clark
Yeah.
Van Hams.
Yeah.
You heard him.
Jean-Claude Van Ham sandwich.
Yeah.
I think it goes down to if you're just saying like if you're asked like who was my favorite performance of the movie, you know, like I think it is Fender because he was
Yeah.
my favorite of the movie. Like
Yeah.
he made me laugh. He was funny. He was goofy.
Yeah, he's
He
a
was a little
fucking
sinister.
maniac. He was a
Yeah.
smoke show in the flashbacks.
Not
15
even
movies
him,
from
his
right?
now?
real
Yeah, he fucking was.
Yeah.
voice for the entire movie. It's a,
That's
it's a
okay.
I
combination.
didn't know
of
that.
It
I
might,
didn't know
yeah,
that
yeah,
until
yeah,
now.
I didn't-
That makes
yeah.
it better.
Yeah, I didn't know at the
Three-
time. I thought it was him.
3 rounds
Yeah.
from now, you're going to remember Cyborg as Fender. You're going to
Yeah.
remember him.
Mhm.
That's true.
All right.
I'm gonna remember
Fair
him
enough.
standing. I remember him standing in the window, smiling like a creep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. He
Oh,
is
he
the
was
most
great.
memorable part of the movie, so
Yeah.
I guess that'll win it.
Yeah.
Just like Kodo. Kodo was great, but also the
Mhm.
most memorable.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Rest
Oh,
in peace.
Kodo.
The Bed Shitter Award.
For the bench shirt, I'm going to start
Kinda.
debating at the One Piece cosplayer girl.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
her.
Yeah, she was awful. Yeah.
That was
The
gonna be
How
mom.
about I mean,
Yeah, I
I
wasn't a fan.
really
Or the goddamn
hated
bullet.
the sidekick,
I kick was
but
bad too.
the guy
but-
who looks like a producer in cosplay in the background, who's
He
on
doesn't
screen
even
kind of a
do
lot.
anything really. He's just there. I just don't buy him as a pirate. Yeah, I'm
He's
with you.
so out of place. He's a schlub in the middle of like a pack of like 80s bodybuilders.
To win bench that are like without a line would be prolific.
He looked like the WCW character, the Shockmaster, that got debuted. He just fell through a
boy.
wall. Fucking helmet came off. He looks like a fat stormtrooper.
Yeah,
Mm.
he's not great.
As
I
you
don't know
get,
what to put him as for. What do I put him as in the announcements page? Just
I don't know.
random schlub.
Yeah,
Yeah. This dude in the background, you'll see him.
yeah.
Background pirate.
Yeah, you know, you'll know when you see him.
There you go.
Watch.
Pirate who looks like a schlub.
Yes.
Perfect.
And
There wasn't a
now
lot
to
of
wrap
great
it up,
performances.
the killer scene. Is anything topping the flashback of barbed wire well
No.
situation while
No.
kicking your way off of a crucifix
Yeah, I mean-
that you're nailed to?
No.
I that's a hard
I
one to
would-
beat.
I would nominate the bridge fight with the sword guy where he puts down
God
the gun to be honorable.
Damn it, thank you.
And the time
Yeah.
pulls the second. The guy
him
pulls
sprinting for 10 minutes at the fucking at each other across that catwalk is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great scene. It
Um,
splits to get
It's
nominated.
way
too.
off the
And
crucifix.
him
Yeah.
darting
Nailed
with the fucking swords too, and then pulling the other one out halfway through his little dance. Like that was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, the sword
He
spark.
shatters a 6-inch mast.
The crucifixion
Citrus.
isn't top 3 for me.
I would
Wow.
listen. I'll say, just say this, just to be clear. I'm with you. Actually, I think to me it's that well scene. It's him fucking back donkey kicking, the fucking thing to
Donkey
break
kicking.
yourself out. It's that whole scene, but like there's
Yelling
other
with
great
rage.
scenes. Like I'm just mentioning other scenes that I thought were great. But for me, I agree with you. My vote's also for the scene with when he's crucified, he kicks his way out, and
There's
they
a
show
little
the
blonde
flashback.
girl screaming
Yeah.
as barbed wire rips through her hand.
Because
Yeah,
that's incredibly like randomly like dark and violent out of nowhere in the middle of the movie. Like that's
It's-
Yeah,
crazy
but I
stuff.
laughed my
Absolutely
fucking
the
ass
scene of the
off
movie.
at them running at each
Yeah.
other with the swords.
Yeah.
Yeah, my top 3 are running at him with the swords. When they
Yeah.
first get the barge and fucking Fender goes, "Hoist anchor, mates!" Immediately becomes a pirate. Hell, I've got the Wasteland Charleston Temptation road sign. That's
Oh, man.
fantastic.
Yeah,
What about the split in the hallway?
It's so good.
Splits.
Oh,
The split in the
Great
hallway.
mark. That's in every movie.
Also, him
That's
coming
not
back
unique
to
to this.
Yeah.
him coming
Yeah.
back to life, a la Battle Royale. All the Fannikins, especially the one that falls down the hole. Like,
Yeah.
there's some
I got,
good scenes,
JCVD,
man.
I got JCVD whipping with a bow and then throwing it away because it's
Yeah.
useless.
yeah, that's pretty funny. Also,
this isn't hands. This isn't a knife. What am I doing?
Yeah.
give a small mention to when we first are introduced to JC when he kicks that guy and he's 9,000 miles
Yeah.
away from him. This just falls because that was
Yeah.
pretty. That did make me laugh every
Yeah.
time I saw it.
He kicked him from Charlotte.
Yep, yeah, he was in New York and the other
Yeah.
guy was in Atlanta. But yeah, there's the mass scene with the barbed
Yeah,
wire
it's
through the
fucking-
hands.
it's
It's
nuts.
wild.
Individually, it might not be the winner, but they combo the two best parts of the movie into one scene.
Yeah, he falls
It's
down
perfect.
and doesn't even get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I said, the splits is
Yeah.
also incredible, but that's every movie. Like,
Yeah,
that's I'll be back. He's always going to give you that.
yeah.
and he climbs
Yeah.
out of the well.
So
Yep.
I got the,
Oh, he's
killer
always wet
scene,
in water with
got
climb.
the killer scene written as, quote, JCVD having the barbed wire well flashback while heel kicking the crucifix he's on.
Donkey.
I thought you were gonna just write it down as
That's
Passion of
donkey
the Claw.
kicking.
Yeah, he was donkey kicking that thing.
Yeah. He left his legs loose, I think, so he was just flailing them back. It was fucking crazy. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
definitely got a busted heel after that.
Mm.
Oh, God.
All
It was
right,
a
final
got a
review.
deep bone
Leg.
bruise.
I did not pick it, but I was gifted this movie, so I'll go first. This is a how do I describe this movie? I'm getting pulled in two very different directions at the same time in love-hate. God, there's so much good stuff in this movie. The killer scene that we just talked about, peak cinema. Scorsese, go eat your ass. This is perfect movie.
Over 10, bitch.
Yeah. On the other hand, the execution in a lot of this movie is really bad. like really bad. The sidekick alone probably lowered my score by a full point, just because there's a lot of the movie I didn't cover it all, just because it was filler and she was doing the worst acting you can kind of get. Like literally could have gotten someone off the street, and I feel like they could have done a better job than her. A lot of other bad acting too. A lot of the stunt stuff, on the other hand, is really good. So what do you do? Parts of the movie are really good. Parts of the movie are terrible. Well, the answer is a 3.5. Happily would watch this again. Banger movie, but too flawed to give any higher.
There we go. Well, I picked a motherfucker. I like this movie, but I wanted to really, really like this movie. This feels like one of those movies you'd see on ABC as like counter programming against NFL football on a Sunday afternoon, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, I can see the commercial break now where it's like a shot of JCVD chucking the bow and mouthing a knife as an announcer says Cyborg will return after these messages, which apparently JCVD had.
Yeah,
Action
give me a
Plus.
watch.
I kind of feel like this is a year after Bloodsport came out, where they really found a good lane for JCVD roles, where he's doing the heavy lifting for heavy lifting, but he's not the main actor as far as the role goes. Everyone else can kind of carry the load or carry that weight for him. Here, where Deborah Richter is a terrible sidekick, JCVD's asked to do too much, and she isn't good enough to pick up the slack. And beyond a great staying in his lane performance by Fender, none of the acting's very good. The fight scenes mainly stayed on the fun side of outlandish, even though the whole doing the splits above the guy in the sewers was absolutely terrible. That said, again, I love a stupid 80s action movie, and this movie was a fun time. You kind of know what you're getting, and if you enjoy JCVD's movies, you'll enjoy this one. I gave it a 2.5. Then editor's note from March 3rd, 2024. Watching Ernest Goes to Africa just moved Cyborg up half a point. 3 out of 5.
Nice. Love to see it. Love that. Ernest is the keeps on giving, I tell you.
I'll go next. Mine's really short. I don't have a whole lot to say. The discussion for this was really fun. I had a really good time talking about it. But watching it was extremely boring. It didn't really catch my attention all that much outside of like a few scenes with Fender just being crazy, but even that like had diminishing returns after a while. So I'll just keep it short and give it a 1.5.
Jesus. Okay, giggles.
I'll go next.
Not a flaw.
I mean, I had a great time watching this movie. I agree. Like, obviously, there's a lot of stuff in here that's really bad. You can tell once you got the trivia about like he wrote it in a weekend. They filmed it in 3 weeks. They already had the costumes that they spent $2 million on. Like, the entire movie obviously just makes sense and it falls like perfectly into place. You're like, oh, okay. Now I see why the acting in the first scene was so bad. I thought it was dubbed, and then we find out it actually was dubbed, just not him. But like that dub worked for me for some reason with Fender. Like I found him really entertaining. Like I said, like I loved him as soon as he was on screen. Every time he was up there, something crazy or fucking nuts was happening. He stabbed that one guy in the face, like for no reason when they're like raiding that village. Van Damme is whatever, he's not asked to do a whole lot here. Like I said, I thought it was before Bloodsport when they would have just wanted him to be eye candy, but no, find out it was after. They just wanted the name, I guess, because Bloodsport was good. You can tell they just wanted him to stand around with no shirt on, being sweaty, doing some karate. He can't do much because the stuntmen weren't that good. So you get some entertaining enough fights, I guess. But yeah, I had a fun time with it. I'm with Citrus. It's 3.5 for me. I'd watch it again, but I love me some Van Damme movies, so it'd be hard pressed to find one that I think is real shit.
That might be a theme month. JCVD movies that we can make break JCVD.
Oh my God.
No, please no.
Oh, that could get dark.
If you break him, your people have already been broken.
Yeah. You've already broken your own face.
You've already killed everybody else. Yeah.
Equals to Jean-Claude Van Damme movies that he doesn't appear in. So like Bloodsport 2, Cyborg 2.
Too much double team.
Real quick before we get to Snake's review, JC reminded me of the fact that they had spent $2 million on sets and costumes for failed Masters of the Universe and Spider-Man movies, and I didn't ask this question at the time because it kind of we swept on to other things and we're talking about this and that, but how in the fuck were those costumes and sets going to work for either of those movies? I mean, I can kind of see Masters of the Universe a little bit, but like, what fucking Spider-Man movie were they going to make? Like, I want to see that.
Yep, absolutely. Just
It was
fucking-
actually a movie about a man that was a spider in a jungle.
It was Frank Reynolds' Man
Spider-Man,
Spider.
the cartoons. Yep. Or the
Got
comics.
4 arms and 4
Yeah.
legs.
Just wanted to make
that
sure we
was
got to
wild.
that. I couldn't stop thinking about that since
That's a great
we
call.
brought that up.
I hadn't considered that. That's a good point.
There was no sets that would have ever been like usable even.
No,
Spider-Man goes to
their
Atlanta.
quote unquote
apparently.
New York was ridiculous. Like that was going to be New York
everything
for their
was
Spider-Man movie.
overgrown.
I think
painted-
so. I think that was the Spider-Man set.
It was like
They
a
just added
post-apacalyptic
some
Spider-Man.
crucified
with-
people.
They painted those
Or
sets that
did
morning.
they apocalyptify their New York set
Yeah.
once Spider-Man was canned?
Yeah, I threw
Yeah.
a few vines.
Yeah, threw a few vibes, kicked a hole in something.
Yeah. Yep. Couple rats. This scurried the rats up from the subway.
Yeah.
Threw the cockroach in one scene.
Yeah, there was. So
I mean, that Spider-Man movie would have been on par with that Hulk movie where there's just a guy painted green.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hell
Love
yeah. All right, all
What are
right.
you gonna do?
You can go Snake. Sorry. Just wanted to make sure we hit that point.
I have seen a lot of 80s movies, and I don't think I've picked anything but 80s movies doing these things. So I was kind of really excited to see this, and I love JCVD, obviously. Nothing in this movie matches what the title is. Like, I mean, the only thing it does is that lady peeling her scalp back, but after that, it's like, Cyborg, it's like nothing matches with what I was thinking it was going to be.
The eye scan.
I was, yeah, it was so, that was weird. I don't know, I was more bored than I thought I would be. Like, the fights weren't even really good fights. You know, it was JC doing his thing on the splits, but otherwise, like, fights weren't great. Fender just looked jacked and sexy. You know, if it wasn't, it probably had to add rain to that because it was such
Absolutely.
a bad fight scene. They said, "Oh, oh shit, we need rain so the guy looks even more sexy." Right? You know, let's get some oil on him too. So that
Director's note.
Yeah, just sheening off of him.
They added him coming back to life in reshoots too. They were like,
Yep.
the death wasn't sad. He needs to die again. What if he came back to life? That'd be cool, right? That'd be exciting.
Let's hose him
Stoking
down
with
in
water.
Rain X.
Yeah.
Hose him in Rain X so that water's just running off of him.
Just rolling off the nabs.
Yeah, look at how sexy he is. But like Cheery said too, it was fun to discuss the movie just because there's some ridiculous stuff that goes on, but I did not enjoy it, would not watch it again. Would not, I don't know, maybe if someone asked me about it, I was, you can watch it, but I would not say, hey, out of the blue, watch this. So I'm with him, 1.5.
Hell yeah,
Right.
brother.
So, on to the selection for next week.
10,
I was randomly selected
15.
through a rigged lottery run by Cheery.
Oh, hold the fucking
So-
phone real fast. You got first pick like 8 weeks and 8 rounds in a
Slander.
goddamn row because
The
you had
unbelievable
hacked
slander.
you had hacked randomlist.com or whatever.
People.
you had injected code to make yourself first.
Random.com.
Yeah, random.com.
Look, if it was a real lottery, I would have gone first.
It had been compromised. Random.compromised. I had to switch
All
up
of
to
a
a different site, and all of a sudden Citrus stops winning.
Yeah,
He
a couple
starts
internal
crying foul.
investigations. Yeah, a couple internal investigations later, and all of a sudden things have changed. So
Yeah.
very interesting.
Couple of frozen envelopes, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
After the frozen envelope was selected and I was given the choice for Snake, I had a bit of a journey trying to figure out what the right movie would be. The first step of this journey was looking at some old period drama war movies. So we looked at Master and Commander, but there's a scene in there where they're having a formal dinner and they're talking politely, and I was like,
Yeah.
you know, me and
Two
Snake might
Largos.
like this,
Weevils.
but everybody else is going to be trying to murder me, so I don't know if we can do this. Looked at some
Lesser
other
of
stuff.
Stay the lesser of two Weevils.
4 to 5.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it's a great movie.
I thought that would work, but I didn't think it would work for everyone. So then I started thinking, well, Snake's been on the record saying, every good movie was made in the 80s. Kind of the only shit I like. Everyone else can fuck off. So in that spirit, we're not doing an 80s movie. 1973.
Holy shit.
We get on a plane and we travel to Hong Kong to the movie
Oh
that
my
started it all. Bruce Lee and Enter the Dragon.
Oh wow!
Oh.
Holy shit!
Interesting.
Oh yeah, let's get
That's a
horny.
long.
Go.
That's a long movie, Optimus.
It's an hour 39. I can make it.
Is it?
Asshole.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, this movie is gutsy, thrilling, and exciting.
Wow.
A movie that asked, what if we did a 70s James Bond, but instead of whatever the James Bonds of that era were, we're going to do Bruce Lee.
Nice.
This is the answer. The movie that
Nice.
started the phenomenon.
There you go. Nice.
I'm gonna have to compare this movie very 1-to-1 with The Last Dragon. I'm sorry.
There you go.
There's no other way to
Same
do
yeah.
it.
one, too.
Couple of dragons cut it up.
Yep, couple of Dragos.
All right, and with
Shut
that,
up.
everybody, thanks for listening to This Movie Might Kill Me. If you want to stay in the loop on what's coming next, or if you just want to give us some criticism, some feedback towards the show, you can shove it right up your ass, or you can follow us on Instagram at This Movie Might Kill Me, or email us at thismoviemightKillMe@gmail.com, and we might read your email on the air. Tune in next week as we take on Enter the Dragon with your host, Snake Plissken.